With us tonight at the Improv, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. Max and Tommy, the comedian duo. You guys are real hot right now. What do you think has changed since when you started doing comedy?
Poo-poo.
So, just the poo-poo jokes always work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody always laughs.
Poo-poo jokes, poo-poo.
Yeah. And
The diarrhea.
oh, diarrhea too? That's what you started adding? I know you've been going solid poo-poo for a while, but now you're adding in the diarrhea as a a little some garnish to the poo-poo platter.
Platter.
What has been your worst? I know a lot of people they pay you to do some gigs, maybe a private. Okay. Have you ever had an awkward gig where people paid you money to show up and do some your poo-poo jokes, and maybe they didn't have a mic or the setup was bad?
Poo-poo song.
Oh, poo-poo saw. Okay, all right. Is this kind of what we can expect?
Diarrhea song.
Oh, okay, diarrhea. Okay, you have a diarrhea song?
Yes.
Okay, can we hear it? Is that possible?
No.
No. Okay. See, you don't want to burn your bits.
It's like talking to the Wayans brothers. Exactly the same.
Yeah, doing a lot of running here, kids.
Tell us about white chicks. No? Okay. I'll move on.
Yeah.
Chicks.
Whoa. Come on.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
What? I don't know what just was said. What was just said?
Too far.
Private gig. Chocolate butt.
Okay. Oh, chocolate butt.
Chocolate butt.
Yeah. Do you guys like working clean?
I like working my butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he likes working his butt.
All right. Well,
Butt.
it's been good talking to you. Hope you enjoy Orlando.
2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow,
Yeah.
1 show on Sunday. Go ahead and give out your social media. If people wanted to contact you, how would they get a hold of you guys?
Boo butt.
Okay.
So
Boo Butt.
add Boo Boo Butt for Max. Tommy, give out your social media, please.
Yeah.
Poo poo.
At Poo Poo.
How'd you get that? You got it early, huh?
Yeah, he put early adopter.
Yeah.
And at Boo Boo Butt.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have to do the real poop. Oh, okay. You guys are getting a little wild now. All right. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you coming in. We'll see you later.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 527.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the first installment of Little White Christmas. Not to be confused with Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Very close, though. Somebody in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, said, this is very much like Black Christmas. He ain't wrong.
Yeah.
It got a little off the rails with your boys.
Yeah. Don't buy timeshares from Max.
Also, it was a little weird. Was it a little weird for you? I don't know if you could see the uncomfortability on my face, but it's very difficult to make me uncomfortable. It just is. But Butler is very particular about the way that he sets up the studio, and he had all the shots already out, and your boys are in here.
Yeah.
And you might have thought that I was uncomfortable because I thought they might spill the shots. I wasn't. I was uncomfortable because I just thought it was sort of weird for two young boys to be hanging in a room with like 15 shots of whiskey everywhere, and then we're just having a big old poo-poo butt, like we're just poo-poo butt crazy. That's a little weird. That is not your normal place of business. That is not your daddy does have a weird job. No, it's not hard. Yes, it is weird. It was weird. And stuff like that, little things like that are like that bothered me. I was like, should we have all of this whiskey everywhere?
Sure, they're eating tiny candy dicks.
I wasn't going to say that part. I wasn't going to say that part.
Fair Villa has a little
candy dick dispenser.
Yeah. And it sits in our lobby. And
I mean, it doesn't need to sit in our lobby. It's just I love Fair Villa and I love the candy dick dispenser.
And every time they come here, they're like, oh, they think they call it bones.
They
like,
go dog bones.
Yeah, because the balls, it's like a half bone. So they eat those.
It's a full bone.
Then I'm like, watch out. Don't drink the whiskey. Come do the poo-poo bit.
All right, eat your dicks. Come in here. Do your bit. Don't drink the whiskey. Eat your Boston Market and call it a day.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. It's a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom.
Samantha is in Boston enjoying her vacation. Hi, Sam. We love you. We hope you're having a blast. Butler is filling in on phones today. And on news is a very good friend of ours from BYOCB podcast. Just celebrated 4 years.
We did.
Congratulations.
And congratulations. It's our good friend Chris Fisher on news today.
Real quick, I will mention our merch, brand new merch on the site. Now, we released the Tom and Dan Straw custom SA hats yesterday to BDM's first, and they sold out immediately, like in half an hour.
Oh, by the way,
So
there
we
is no
apologize.
scandal. There is no hijinks. There's no hoodwinking. There's no weirdness. It just sold out really, really fast.
Well,
yes, Adele Givens and her husband have hats. That's because we have some that were misprinted that we kept here at the studio. So she got a hat, but don't tell her that she got a bad one.
It's a little, it wasn't perfect.
It's a little wonky.
We had some
so
extras.
we didn't want to sell you guys weirdo ones, so we pulled the ones that we thought looked a little suspect. You know, we are trying to do some sort of fucking quality control around here.
Yeah, but they were expensive per hat for us to buy.
It was an expensive ass hat.
We can only buy a certain amount to start, and because literally we only had that much money to put into it, and then so now we got another order coming. There will be more on the site. We'll let you guys know, but we always let BDMs know first. So if you're not a BDM, that's a reason to become one.
You know what's funny is that I think for the first time in our career, we just, we've always been very transparent about what we do, but I don't know why it never dawned on us to just tell people when they're like, well, why didn't you order enough fucking hats? And we're like, because we don't have enough goddamn money.
We're not giant
now we
corporation.
just say it, and it feels, I got to tell you, man, it's like, it's liberating. I feel like, I feel so much better just telling them because up front, we couldn't come up with enough money to order what we wanted to order. We tried, but it just wasn't in the cards that particular month. And now, because you guys have bought some, we're able to buy more. And it'll be fine.
I know what you guys are thinking, you idiot. Just put it on a credit card and then pay it. I'm not that good. Like next thing you know, I'll be like, oh shit, we owe $25,000 on credit card because I forgot to pay.
Well, we both know how we were with credit cards. You were jet ski parts McClanahan over here buying everything. I mean, you still probably owe on that. And there's a reason that my wife does all the finances. It's just I'm not going to be that guy. And for this company and for us to keep doing this, I'm not going to put $30,000 worth of straw hats on a credit card. I'm just not going to do it.
We also didn't know how many they're going to sell. Like, we didn't know.
I honestly didn't think they'd sell. I got to tell you, it's a good fucking hat, man. That cloth underneath really adds that extra layer of sun protection. My wife's always had a Roxy Quicksilver straw hat that has the cloth underneath. I've always gone for the fucking cheap one that gets holes in it and eventually falls apart. The cloth makes a difference. It's just better.
So we will have more coming up soon. But what we do have is we partner with SubSafe, and we got some Tom and Dan branded SubSafes. Those are available.
Put your weed in it. Put your dick in it. Put anything in it.
I used mine the other day at the beach, and I'm like, God damn, I'm mad every time I didn't invent it, but it's perfect.
It's the only company I love and hate.
If you got a boat, you go to the beach, you go pool, whatever, you put your sub in the SubSafe, throw it in your cooler, it remains dry, and then so they were cool enough
for tailgating.
Yeah,
Because you
tailgating.
you go to eat, you break out your sub, and it's soggy bread.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
worst. Fucking sucks,
Yeah,
man.
it's so-
the worst.
Fuck it, I'm an alcoholic. I like to shake my drinks in it. That's fucking it.
Do you know that's a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Apparently this is the thing. If you look at SubSave, like hashtag SubSave, it's a margarita shaker is what most people use it for.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to carry a metal margarita shaker. It's like, so you eat your sub, right? You throw that trash in your trash bag. Everybody's got your trash bag. Now you pulled your sub out of your margarita shaker. If you don't mind your margarita tasting like, bologna, you're good to go.
In there, man.
I'm down.
Another thing I want to promote is Pyro Spot Fireworks is open all 3 locations right now. The Longwood location right there in like 1792 and 434. They've been there forever, but now they got a new location in Castleberry right near my house and in Eustis. And in all locations, I have drinking out of one today. They got that Bye Bye Fingers 32-ounce plastic party cup that you can just go and get it for free at all locations. Just go ask for one. And they got that Bye Bye Fingers special for BDMs only. You get the Bye Bye Fingers shirt plus a ton of fireworks. You're saving a couple $100 there.
How do I get one of those shirts?
I'll get you one. I'm going by there because I'm actually heading down to Miami for 4th of July, so I'm stocking up on fireworks.
Nice.
And then doing a big party at Turkey Leg's house. But speaking of parties, Big Tim is on Sunday. This Sunday is doing his Big Tim pool party at the Longwood location.
Isn't it just him and a baby pool?
Yeah. Very odd.
I like it.
I look at it as if you have some, maybe you have some like teen kids that are going down the wrong path.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know what you're doing.
So
there.
you got they're dressing goth, and you're like, well, what are they? You're a mad dad, and then you bring them to buy your fireworks for your 4th of July party, and then you're like Big Tim sitting there in the baby pool, and you're like, see what your future will be if you make these.
Keep going down this wrong path.
You'll be in the baby
this
pool.
is not good.
See this man? He's made some questionable decisions.
Yeah, he's peeing in a pool right now in front of a fireworks kid. Do you want to be that?
Yeah, this is what happens if you don't eat your broccoli. Literally.
Big Tim's a good follow on Instagram. I've been watching his stories lately.
He's a fantastic follow.
So if you want to go out to Pyro Spot on Sunday to grab all your fireworks, they literally got the best fireworks in Florida.
Hand selected by our good friend Craig.
Yeah, and just go get a plastic cup, grab your fireworks. He's got magnets and a bunch of other stuff. So
I
and
literally
Big Tim will
just
be out there.
mouthed to Travis, call my mom.
Yeah.
And I meant call my wife. I'm a fucking idiot. Why do I do that?
So we were talking a little bit. We both have our wives.
They're gay. I think the tide's turning or something.
They're fucking with us.
They're fucking with us hard.
Yeah, and
I had to write mine down. So
I have a video that I questioned whether I was going to play it on the show because
you seem
it's embarrassing for me.
Why do you seem so hesitant?
You haven't
about
seen.
this?
No one's seen it here, and my wife didn't post it on social media because when she did the old hide the video camera in the garage and watch me get pranked when no one's around.
Long way to go.
Yeah, and she waited all day for it. Like my wife loves fucking with me and pranking me.
She's a great prankstress.
And she messes with the kids all the time.
She not picking up?
Weird.
Let me text her.
Yeah, did you tell her?
Yeah, she knows. I'm telling her.
So your wife
It was saying
pranked
the
you.
wireless service wasn't working. So
Oh no! I wonder if our phones are down.
So
You got a dial tone?
yeah, I got a dial tone.
Weird.
Anyway,
I was gonna text her.
My wife's been pranking me for years, and there's nothing she finds more entertaining than
Well, she's really
messing with
good
me.
at it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like my wife never gets one over on me. I mean, I think most people kind of know the dynamic of our relationship just from listening to the show. You know, and I think most people know that my wife is mistreated and abused.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
incessantly.
Yeah.
Like
And if she tries to push back, get your old.
she'll get the matches.
Yeah,
Well, I forgot what hand it was on, but yeah.
Get the old pinky finger.
I don't know what that is. What does that mean?
That's handmade.
What is the pinky
They
finger?
chop your pinky finger off.
Oh,
and you're
I thought
disobedient.
see, I don't.
Then they give you a cool
That's-
glove with a leather finger, which is that's cool.
You watching that? Do you watch it with your wife?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
My wife watches it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
up till
yeah.
2 in the morning last night watching it.
Yeah. It's
Don't let him watch it too much. They'll get ideas.
too stressful.
I don't know what it's
like, I'm like, God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, you will.
yeah,
You'll know
yeah,
what
yeah.
it's about as soon as things start changing in your house. Yeah, you'll know. Hey, babe.
Hi, I guess I have to do my own work, how to call you guys myself.
Well, no, we tried to call. It's just your phone was not behaving.
Talking of Daniel.
Not my
Yeah. So my
Yeah.
wife. First of all, like at my daughter's school this week, it's been Music Week, and during Music Week, they put out an email to all of the parents and asked if anybody had any musical instruments that they could bring in and loan to the class. Well, I got shit tons. So I was like, yeah, I'm your guy. I emailed him back. I said, look, I got everything you want. I got electric guitars, acoustic guitars, ukuleles, bass guitars, acoustic bass guitars, amplifiers, microphone. What do you need? You know?
Yeah.
And Maisie's teacher is awesome. I love her so much. And she said, this is great. So we had been bringing some stuff in during the week. So that we eased it in. You know, it's like on Monday we did like tambourine and maracas. Then on Tuesday, we did ukulele. And then on Wednesday, I figured it would be nice to like allow them to have a full-size acoustic guitar. I thought that would be really cool. So I have one that I've been using before. It was actually one that I'd loaned to Lee, so I had to clean it really good, you know, get that mojo off. And so I took it. I was going to take it over, but my wife said, "No, look, you're going to ride your Peloton. You go up and ride, and I'll take care of all this. Am I getting anything wrong here?"
Nope, you're good. You're right.
So my wife says, you know, I'll handle all that. You just go up and ride, because she knows how important riding my Peloton bike. I know Chris Fisher has a Peloton as well. We're Pelotonians together.
Once you get into a daily routine,
Yes.
You do not like to break it.
I'm addicted to it.
Daniel does not like to change it. He will be a grumpy Gus.
Yeah. I mean, but it's really beneficial for me. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, you know, like, because I used to cycle, not quite as much as I do now. If you look at the amount of miles I'm racking up now, it's just crazy. But because it's so convenient, it's inside my house, it's very easy, you know. You
But exercising every day is good for you?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Someone should have told me.
I know, right?
I would have been doing it.
It is kind of how I feel, but like now, like Chris was saying, I'm kind of addicted to the starting my day that way. It's as important as caffeine in the morning.
Well, there's no difference between any other chemical addiction and the chemical addiction of what your brain releases, the dopamine and you know, all the chemicals that your brain releases. You're addicted to that.
I love everything about the sweat. I like the sweat. Like, I'm one of these weird motherfuckers that I won't even wipe my face with a towel. I just want it to run down my body. Like, I'm weird like that.
Yeah, I see. I see your guys' Peloton pose. You're like, look how sweaty my shirt is. And I'm like, gay. I don't know why. I want to bully you so bad.
It does elicit bully feelings. It does. I don't know why it does, but it does. And you know, if I were in your shoes, I'd probably feel the same way. So anyway, so I go up. I'm riding the Peloton, and also I do this to combat my anxiety. You know, it's really, if I can be serious for just a second, it's one of the only things other than medication, and I would say it probably works better than even medication, because I'm using my own body's chemicals to like change how I feel. Like I have, I think you'd agree that I've probably been a lot more in a positive way, anxiety-wise, since I started riding than I probably have been in quite some time.
Oh yeah. It helps you with every single facet of life. Exercise daily.
Yeah, it's just,
everything will get better.
Yeah,
it's hard to do though.
Yeah, it is very hard to do.
If you're drinking the night before, it's weird, because sometimes I just won't feel good waking up in the morning, and I'm like, instead of sitting on my ass and eating something greasy and having a cup of coffee, you get on it and it like completely makes you feel better.
It does.
And by the way, it doesn't have to be a $2,500 Peloton bike. It could be
run.
Anything. I mean, this shit, running's free. Go run the same amount and every day, and you will get the same results.
Agreed.
Any sort of exercise.
1,000%. It's not the bike; it's the dedication I put into the bike. So anyway, I go up there. I'm riding my bike, and it's a 45-minute ride. So I'm up there for a minute, and I don't look at my phone. I don't look at my Apple Watch. I turn all that off. I really take it as time for me. Like to kind of. It's almost like meditation at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So I get off the bike, and I'm seeing multiple text messages from my wife. So I just got done with my ride, and then I see a text from Andrea saying, hey, we already took the guitars over, meaning the ukulele and the acoustic guitar.
Okay.
So then I think about which guitar she took, which it's my black Ibanez acoustic guitar. It's not an expensive guitar. It's nothing crazy. But instantly I'm like, oh, shit. Because I know that gifted to me from your brother Tim,
Uh-huh.
there is a playing card that I stuck in the very top of under the strings, almost like you would put a cigarette or.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, and I've
it was
always
the dick card.
It's a dick card. It's one of these. If you turn it over, it's a regular playing card, but I think it's like the King of Hearts, and then it's a man with a nude man with a full boner pushing his boner between his legs.
Yeah, he's
so
looking
he
back.
looks like he has a Pikachu tail, but it's all rock hard cock sticking down. Right?
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit, she took that guitar. Like it didn't register in my brain for some reason.
yeah.
I thought the card was on my Stratocaster. It's not on my Stratocaster. It's on the fucking acoustic guitar.
It's the old Timmy prank, and I
It's
brought
called
that
the
card
Tim.
in, and then I left it at the old studio,
Yeah.
and then you put it in that
I've
guitar.
always kept it because Tim meant a lot to me as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. It's like a part of like show history now. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
piece of history. So then I text Andrea. I'm like, where's the card?
Uh-huh.
No reply.
Okay.
Not even in the three dots.
Mm-hmm.
I text again. What about the card?
Yeah.
Did you take the card? I run downstairs. I'm just in my cycling my padded fucking diaper shorts.
Yeah.
No shirt, sweaty crazy, no shoes.
Uh.
I run downstairs. What about the card? No reply. Not even three dots. She's not even checking messages. She's not even near her phone now. I call. Doesn't answer. I'm running around.
I'm in a meeting. I have to do real work.
I'm running around downstairs looking everywhere for this fucking card. I'm looking everywhere.
Because you're afraid that it's attached to the guitar, which you brought to your kids'
I didn't bring it to the school.
preschool.
So I text again. No reply.
It's a fucking guy with a rock hard boner.
Yeah. Oh, he's pushing it down. It looks like a Pikachu lightning
it's
bolt
not
coming
blurred
out.
out,
It looks
yeah.
like a dick coming out of his ass with the head end coming out.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I get this, and let me describe to you guys how my anxiety. Like I've told you this before, how it feels. It starts at the top of my head, and for those of you that do suffer from like an anxiety disorder or depression, it starts at the top of my head, and then the top of my head gets hot, like. Hot, and then it washes down my body, and then it makes me feel like a little, and then it makes me feel like, oh, I'm gonna pass out, and then I start like do that coughing, and then I gotta puke in a trash can.
Yeah.
So
I know the routine.
I start
hundreds of times.
I start doing this. She's not answering, so I call again. No answer at all. She must be in her meeting. I text one more time.
Because this is not something that you can laugh off, and the teachers would be like, this is a fucking crime, I think.
Yeah, this is absolutely a crime.
Yeah.
I text my wife. She texts me
someone's
back.
kid saw that.
I wrote down her text exactly how she wrote it. She writes me back, what card? Oh, it was on there when I dropped it off. That's what she texts back. The anxiety came up from my feet. Hot feet now. My feet are hot. Up my body to my head. Just I red. Everything I'm looking at is red and black and spotty.
You're like a wolf eating a pepper.
Yeah,
a cartoon wolf.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm like freaking out. I'm literally going to my mother's because we've converted our old studio. It's like where my mom stays. I go in there. I'm vomiting now because I only have a cup of coffee before I ride. I just get up and ride. I'm vomiting coffee in there. I'm frothing. I've got snot nose. I'm crying.
That somehow these kids
And then
are now.
I start texting him. I'm like, oh my gosh, Daniel, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to go over there and like get it.
Yeah, then she's like, you got to go talk
I'm
to
at work
the
already.
teacher.
I'm in a meeting.
This is a dangerous prank because there is a small percentage chance
I
that
thought
Daniel
about
kills
blowing
him.
my head off. I thought about it.
Yeah. Just
I thought about it.
I mean, because this
I'm
could.
not lying to you. I thought about running upstairs, and I'm like, well, I could. I
don't know.
I don't have to do it in the house. I'm not going to drive to a park.
We say it's a crime.
That's what everybody does, right? I can drive to a park.
Yeah, you drive to the park, and
This
you don't want to ruin your
bitch-
car,
this
so you
bitch-
walk out and let the ducks eat your brains.
This bitch then texts me, gotcha.
Yeah.
She had already taken the
But
fuck.
I know him. I couldn't let him spin too long because he would go down.
Not
to
let
the
me
Baldwin.
spin too long,
What was the time frame?
motherfucker. That was a half an hour spin. That was a at least 20-minute fucking spin. Andrea Dennis.
How do
Well
you
done.
even? Okay, say.
I mean, I can't deny it was a good prank, but I was very fucking upset.
I
was like,
never pull pranks. I never pull one over on you, and I was like, oh my God, it was
Oh,
so good. I
it
was
was
so happy.
It
with
was
myself.
pukeable good.
And okay, Daniel, in that small amount of time, you had to have thought of what your
I cried, Tom.
what your explanation to the teachers would be if the card was still stuck in
I
there.
didn't
and
have
then,
one.
And then like the kids are like, "What's this?" And then they saw it. Of course, like
And they've never seen a man like
yeah,
that before.
yeah.
You
And
know?
then so how
This man was doing things that children don't know about. You
and
know?
then how do you like? Because what you like? Oh, I'm sorry, that card was put there, and then you start explaining the Timmy.
I have no. There's,
Why is there a playing card with a man with
No,
a dick?
What's your thing if you're explaining your...
You're losing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
the only thing I would have done there is I would have walked in. I would have walked straight there. I would have taken the card. I would have said, "Thank you for the wonderful education. We will pull her out. We will go somewhere else. I deserve that. I am very sorry, and I wish you all nothing but the best. And then go let the ducks eat my brain. That's what you do.
I do. When he did believe me, I was like, you really thought I would do that? Like me, who like checks everything
No,
twice? You really thought I would?
Yeah, but you
I would do
really.
that?
If you're in I could see how if you're in a hurry. I mean, the card was stuck in the top, and there's a possibility it could have gotten left in there, and
Even
been given
talking
to your
about this
teacher.
right now is giving me like I get the feeling again. I'm getting a
Was
hot
it in the
head.
case? Was it in the?
No, that one doesn't. I don't have a case for that one,
Okay.
so she just carried it over.
All right,
you
that
know?
makes a difference.
Yeah, but it
But
wasn't.
if I was like too focused on Maisie or something.
Yeah,
you know,
and the
maybe.
card was turned around to the backside forward, so it wasn't apparent that it was the dick card. I mean, there was a slight possibility in Daniel's mind that you could have forgotten it, and they now are in possession of the dick card.
for a little while, it was a 100% because she had told me.
Yeah,
you know, like why would does Andrea give any of you guys know her? Has she ever given you any reason to not believe anything she fucking says?
Yeah,
She's not a liar.
She, it's not like she's known for pranking everybody all the time.
Yeah, she's not a fucking Johnny Knoxville. you know, like I come around a corner, I'm getting a fucking robot punch to the head with a, it's like. Oh, man, even talking about this right now is rattling me. But anyway, congratulations. You win.
Yeah.
Well done. And that was one of the greatest ones ever.
Well, it's funny because Andrea pranked you. My wife pranked me as well.
It's weird because we didn't even talk about our stories. We hold our stories. We won't tell each other until the show because we want to be surprised. Were you guys like collectively trying to fuck with us this week or what?
No, I didn't even say anything to Crystal.
So, Crystal, this happened 2 nights ago, and she...
Do you want her to hold on? Or
Yeah.
Because I know she's got a meeting, but if
you
you can hang out, babe, hang out.
Yeah, I have a meeting at 3.
Okay, we'll let you hang out.
So, now Crystal videotaped this prank. Do you call it videotaped? I sound like an old man, right? Like she used her phone.
Well, I mean,
she recorded.
If she was using video.
Goddamn old man. So she used
tape rather.
She used her phone, basically hiding it in the garage. Okay, so I'll break it down for listeners. Now we'll get this video up on tomanddan.com if you want to see it. We're going to play it for Twitch, too. So just go to twitch.tv/tomanddanlive, and you can see it. But so I've told people before I have a little drink station in my garage. That's where I go and...
hide your alcoholism.
Hide my alcoholism from my friends and family and kids. So I at the end of the night, after the kids go to bed, I start making myself some White Claws and ice. I like to have a couple, calms me down.
And you're a fancy boy.
Yeah. So, but we had an ice maker my wife got me for Father's Day, and but it broke, so we got to return it.
You already broke it?
I didn't break it. It just broke. I think it overheated in the garage or some shit. So we buy ice, and I have a deep freezer in my garage. And we just buy ice, and I use it. I put ice in, then I pour my White Claw and whatever. And then my wife, instead of drinking wine, will have some vodka and bubbly or LaCroix wine's with so much sugar and shit. Anyway, so that's what we do. So she knows I go out to the deep freezer every night after the kids go to bed. So now explain it a
Make
little bit.
yourself
'cause
some hyper juice.
It's hard to see in the actual the video because you can't see what scares me. But what she did is she took a piece of tape and a string, right, and tied a little rubber spider that she found in the kids'
You guys are
playroom.
fucking. What are you guys, babies?
To
Stop this shit. We're adults. We're married to you.
Goddamn, I have enough stress, by the way. I don't need this shit in my
I
life.
mean, like, did you not see me months ago? Like, I could kill myself at any moment.
So she taped. Now anybody knows a deep freezer. It opens upward. You know, like like it's about
opens like a
chest.
a chest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a pirate chest.
So she taped the front of the string to the front of the door, and then she put the toy spider in there. So when it opened, it swung forward.
Oh yeah, she practiced that. I mean,
She thought about this.
Oh, yeah.
So you can play the video.
Okay, here.
Now the reason why I didn't want to show it because the goddamn sound I make is embarrassing. So this is her walking through. She knows I'm putting the boys to bed, and I try to go right at it, waiting for my white claw. So she's hiding the phone.
Oh, there's the French witch.
Yeah,
you can see the French witch in there.
Yeah. So there's the deep freezer, and she had to pretend like she was getting her own drink because she heard me coming. So here we go.
She got the big blue cup out.
Here we go. You could turn the volume up.
Hold on, I gotta do that again. That's good. Here, one more time.
So tired.
I thought it was a goddamn flying roach because it started swinging around in a circle when I opened the top of the chest. And we've had roaches in our house because they ripped out the whole back doors of my patio and they're putting in new doors. Like we're getting new doors. So right now there's just plywood and there's big gaps. So roaches have been coming in from the outside and we've had to kill a couple. So for whatever reason, I thought there was a flying roach because it was spinning around.
They want to see it again here.
On Twitch.
Oh yeah, I'll give it to you guys one more time. There you go. God damn it! That's pretty good, man.
And then you could play. I sat there and laughed for a while with my wife, and she pissed her pants laughing, literally.
I didn't even time it on purpose with the roach.
Oh, it's still swinging. You can see it swinging.
I forgot to tell you. By the way,
you can still see it swinging.
that night, like literally 10 minutes earlier, my wife found a roach and she killed it with Raid and she put a cup over it. She don't like to dispose of it. She puts a cup over it and then
just marks it.
Yeah. And she's like,
somebody
there's a
else
roach.
clean it up.
Yeah. So I went and it was still alive. So I put the old bill underneath it and then threw it outside. So I had roach in my head, and then this goddamn plastic spider comes flying out of the deep freezer. Anyway,
just the sound for good measure. It does it so good. Here we go. And if you ever wanted to know what he sounds like when he's coming, like that. I think that's
Very goofy, like
Gosh, that's a big roach.
Anyway, so
well, I love you, babe.
I love you.
All right.
See you later.
Later, bye.
we'll put
Goddamn.
we'll put that video up on TomandDan.com.
I'll put
for
it
you guys
on.
to
I
see.
can put it on YouTube. So
Yeah.
people can remix it. Maybe we'll do a contest. If you
okay.
take that sound and remix it somehow and do like a cool song with it, like we'll give you a
We'll give you a hat.
Yeah, we'll
we
give
got
you
a couple extra.
yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah.
Get one of those defect hats.
Yeah, we'll give you a defective hat.
So I know you're wearing your U.S. Jersey today.
15 minutes, buddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be popping off.
I know, and the game will be over by when most people listen to this. But,
you bet?
I did bet.
I thought you might stay away from this one a
I
little
did.
bit.
I only bet just because how can I not? And I just put some money on U.S. Even money to
I like
win.
it when gamblers say that. How could I not? You totally could not.
I have no idea. This is just pure 50-50 chance. The U.S. is slightly favored, but it's gotten apparently there's been a lot of money being put on France, which is not a good sign. But
home team.
This is probably as good of a championship game as there is. You know, I'm like either of these teams are probably the best of the entire.
No, it's not even a championship game yet.
I know,
right?
no,
Yeah.
it's a quarter.
But you're right. I mean, it's about as good of a matchup as you're gonna have.
Yeah. These are the two best teams in the World Cup right now.
I agree.
And it'll be a fun match to watch. So good luck to the U.S. team. I'd like to see them move on.
We'll be getting ready for that. You want to take a little break?
Okay,
Yeah, we can take a little break, keep ourselves on schedule here because I know I'm really bad about that first segment, letting it ride. But anyway, is there anything else we need to plug before we get to some new music here? I went new wave today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went like British pop new wave, like inspired music. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. The name of the band is If Climbing. The name of the song, it's called The Good Parts. I'm going to blow your ears out here. I think you guys will like this. Right? It's like good driving music.
Oh, yeah.
Like Vice City.
There's a video game.
Yeah, little Vice City action. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN.
I would love to tell you that this is our best effort. I would love to tell you that this is the best we can do.
You gonna freestyle, buddy?
This is a preview. How to be a better human.
Oh, sorry, Owen. Yeah, this isn't New Wave. I'm reading comments in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. I threw some hip-hop in there, too. I didn't go all New Wave. I just kind of bookended it. I did a little new wave for the beginning, and then we'll close out the show with some new wave. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha is not here. She's in Boston right now, but Butler is filling in on phones. Got your mic on. Okay.
You think after 10 years of you saying you're freestyle that I would get something together and then one day actually start freestyle? Or,
No,
it wouldn't really be a freestyle. It would just be like a planned rap
Like a
that I
rap.
rehearsed. Too embarrassed to do that. And I feel like it would be goofy and y'all would be like,
Well, you could try it.
No.
I'd like it if you took it
Embarrassing.
seriously. If
Yeah,
you're
no,
like,
that's
metaphysically, it's hitting me on my
'Cause
dome.
anytime someone does that, I'm always like, like
Def Jam poetry.
Sitting on the
Shut
top
down.
of Mount Zion,
Yeah.
looking. You're going like, I want you to go like smart rap.
Yeah. Especially if you're like a white dad that used to like freestyle back. Oh, I don't want to make fun of him, but our buddy Bracken, who's an electrician, he used to freestyle when he was like a teenager and younger, and then he's like, I can freestyle, and then he did it one day. I was like, well, don't ever do that again. You're embarrassing me. It was fine. It was good, but it's just when he's in my living room, I'm like, oh, you're embarrassing. And it shouldn't be embarrassing, but I get awkward just because I'm like,
Was he rapping about
you're a
what
white
he
dad.
did?
No. He's just like going. He's like freestyle. He knows how to do
I'm
it.
in your city, working with electricity, and he's like doing like
No,
a
no,
whole
yeah,
like
yeah.
thing, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah. Anyway.
Can I get a wah?
You want to do some grapes?
Yeah, we can do. I have the other intro that for gripes that I'm supposed to use that doesn't have all the creepiness in it, but
No, that's fine.
I may have lost it. Hold on, let me just look in here real fast. Plug something real fast.
Okay. My Kramer Law Firm. Also, I'll plug our cruise, which in less than 20 days now is going to jump up a couple $100. So if you want to just hold the price at what it is now, which I think is $875 for an inside cabin for two. And you get all the Tom and Dan experience, and then this new ship we're going on, has the standstill wave up the top. They call it Flow Rider, and a bunch of other things.
Flow Rider's going to be there?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Yes.
But
no go-kart track.
so if
We told you guys that for about a full year, but
So if you want to put down $100 just to hold the price, I mean, you don't even have to know if you're going to go because you can get a refund, fully refundable. But at least it holds the damn price at $875 because after July we can't do anything about it. The cruise ship is selling like crazy because that new Coco Cay, that water park they built there is very popular. So the cruise ship wants all the cabins that we held to sell to other people. So if you're going to book, at least put down your money. And like I said, if you can't go down the road, even up until Tony said February, but like up until January, you can get a full refund if you can't end up going. But
I do that easy pay where it just takes out a little bit every couple weeks, and
just
I get
chips away at it.
Let me know that I made a payment, and makes it so much easier.
Indeed. Let's try
What
this.
the hell is wrong with the kid today? Always on Facebook, having their say. It's always complains all about their life. Pull up a chair, motherfucker, is the world of riots. Riots, 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 the world of riots, 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 riots.
There you go. It is Gripes and Gratefuls. I added the grateful part. That was like a...
Even it out. No?
To even it out, but I think I like the grateful part better than the gripe part. You know, like I'm not a very positive person. My positivity has to be like authentic.
Yeah.
It can't be like a fake fucking inspirational meme bullshit.
Here's the thing. What I'll do is I'll turn that grateful into a negative.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
'Cause I can turn anything into a negative. Hey, you tell me what you're grateful for, I'll be like, no, not that
this
good.
is a better bit. Now I got to make a better intro. All right. This is from Eric. He says his grateful is when I'm in an artistic rut, listening to you guys sparks creativity, mad love. Then he says his gripe is, my wife is making us grocery shop at hipster-ass Sprouts today. Can't wait to spend $400 on chia seeds and coconut water. Sprouts isn't expensive, is it? I thought Sprouts was like middle of the road.
That was the cheaper Whole Food, right?
Yeah, I'm not anti-Sprouts.
It's more expensive than Publix and Winn-Dixie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
probably between Whole Foods and Publix.
But Publix is expensive, brother.
Yeah. I think Sprouts.
I didn't
is
mean
more...
to call you brother. I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately. I have. I've been deep digging into the old Flair for the Gold, 86. My wife, I call Sprouts her pubes, her little pubes.
And by the way, listening to us, I'll turn as grateful into negative. There's a lot better podcasts out there
Joe
for
Rogan.
creativity. No, I'm just thinking. Here's the thing: if
Questlove, does he have a podcast? If
he's an
very
artist,
creative.
dude, there's every artist has a podcast. Listen to an artist podcast.
Local comedian Shireen Kassan. Her podcast is called, I believe it's called The Creative Edge. Or something. You know, it's like
just
it's
search
about being creative.
There's a million other you could listen to a podcast about painting. What you're painting. Like, I'm sure there's something, it's unlimited now.
EJ in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, says, I had sex last night. Turn that into a gripe, Tom.
All right. You had sex with what I'm assuming is your wife, and that couldn't be as good as a new person. So, you had the sex for the 10,000th time with the same lady. Good for you.
Oh my God!
Same old boring
You're really
shit.
good at this.
Oh yeah.
I think you're naturally good at this.
Well, I'm just saying.
Are you more negative than me? Have we had this paradigm? Is this been wrong for years? Was I the more positive one?
Yeah. Having sex with your wife is just a little bit better than jacking off.
I was thinking about this. No, I disagree. I was thinking about this. Having sex with my wife, it's harder to do.
It's more energy.
It's harder to do.
Yeah.
It's more energy. It's messier.
Yeah, it's like if I, right before I jacked off, I had to do 10 push-ups. Fucking winded.
Right before I jack off, I
messy.
gotta go and eat 3 watermelon slices. And I gotta eat them like
then you gotta wash the sugar off your face.
Yeah. Some people leave that sugar in their faces, and I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you? It starts to burn my lips after a while. Like fucking hot sauce. What are you eating? My God, it tastes like celery. Tommy says his gripe is just summer and all that it offers when you have kids, specifically the guilt of seeing other kids at camps while yours stay at home with you. All right. His grateful is loving everyone talking about exercise and helping me stay even more motivated than I was. And then he used 3 American flag emojis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. He's trying to be a super motivated guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? Everybody hates that guy.
You should see that.
You lost a bunch of weight. You've been motivated. I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah, you should see the hate I get for I'll post a like you
I don't want to
you
hear
did
anybody.
It to me and Fisher. You're like, oh great, dad bod squad, eat a dick.
I went at it with somebody on the BDM group.
Because here's the thing, you get mad at yourself.
He said something about like your wife made a bad purchase or something. And I went off on the guy
about my wife,
about the Peloton. Well, because she was in there, and then he critiqued, said you're an idiot if you paid that much money for it. And I went
Who
off
said that?
I don't know.
Fuck that guy.
He's a
poro that can't afford it.
No, I'm just saying, if she enjoys it and I enjoy it, it's not a bad purchase.
Everybody knows you. If anybody enjoys anything, I hate on it.
Yeah.
That's
you are good at this.
Turns out, you like this? Well, I'm going to get you.
What do you like?
I don't like nothing. So if you like something, I'm mad at you. And also, I don't, that's how people think. Shit, this guy's getting in shape. And here's the thing, it took you, how long have you been doing this?
3.5 months, probably.
Yeah, 3.5 months every day. I'm looking at it this guy's might as well be Mount Everest now. Because even if I started tomorrow, it would take me 3.5 months to achieve what you did. Too long. Fuck you.
I think I can tell you actually how many miles I've ridden since inception. Can I do that on the app?
Mine only allows for 30 days, but maybe the app's completely different between the Android and the.
Oh yeah, normally you can deep dig in this and you can see how literally how much you've done.
Yeah, you can tell them the 30 days. It's even 30-day output is crazy.
And at one point it was I'd ridden 480 miles on my bike. It's an insane amount. But anyway, all right. Cooper Shelley says, gripe, got dumped over text last night out of the blue. This is the same guy that was, I believe, from deep digging into the BDM page, was dating a cam girl.
Here's the thing,
and he had talked to us about how she wanted to start doing cam stuff, and then he was he wasn't sure about it, but then he left her, and then he's dating a new girl, and then she just apparently she did the move where she broke up with him and then immediately blocked him on all social media.
No, I like that. Here's the thing. I'll turn the gripe into
grateful.
A grateful.
I like it.
It's better than the awkward conversation in person. Then you have to do that. How do you end that? She comes to you and she's like, if things aren't working out, and then you're like, oh, okay. If you're at dinner, then do you just get up and leave money on the table, or do you finish? Do you have to sit there and wait for the person to come back with the check? Then you split it awkwardly.
I had this happen to me.
Text is way better.
I had this happen to me when this is just to show you how fucking pathetic you can be at times. I had this happen to me while I was in a Publix in Deltona, and I was buying stuff to cook a nice dinner for the two of us. And then I got a phone call while I had my green basket on my arm, basically saying that it was over. And then I remember saying, I don't know what exactly I said, because I have a tendency in anxiety situations to, you heard earlier, to black out, see spots fall down, cry like a baby. But I remember saying something like, well, at least come eat, something so pathetic. Pathetic bullshit.
Yeah, it's always better on text. You should be happy. You'd be like, oh, bring out good. Block me on all my social media. Now
I can't stalk you and kill you.
Okay. You avoided a super awkward situation that it's got to be a grateful.
This is from John. Oh, wait, I didn't get his grateful. His grateful was, I'm in fucking Atlantic City and going to see a ton of bands I love at Warped Tour tomorrow and Sunday. So he has a good outlook on it.
Warped Tour. I'm guessing this man,
he's a younger.
Oh,
he's
younger,
a man.
20,
yeah.
Okay, you're standing on hot field, some field that used to be like the local recreation baseball field or whatever the promoters can get the cheapest fucking rate at.
It's a hellhole.
Yeah. There are a bunch of teens around you. Everybody's younger than you. And they're mocking you and judging you because you're the old man now. Even if you're in 25, everybody there is 18 or whatever, and it's hot, and you're watching bands that
yeah, but he's single now. He might be able to, meet up with some young teens and have some fun.
I don't know. I don't
Right?
know.
Neil Petrozelli hookup.
No, I'm not saying like anything weird. I'm just saying like if you're 20, let's say this guy's 25.
Yeah.
You know, it's feasible for him to hang out with some early 20s and like 19-year-olds and have a big time.
Although when you're at a concert, it's not a good place to meet new people, and the fact that there's loud ass music going on and there's a sea of humanity, every sweaty and
Well,
hot.
you talk to him in the you talk to him over at the misting tent. You know?
Yeah, but
You're
usually
like, your shoulders could use a little sun bum.
Do you guys want live score updates, or do you want to be surprised?
Oh,
The
yeah.
match is on. It's 1-0 U.S.
Oh, okay. I bet on you.
Go ladies.
6
All
minutes
right.
in.
Let's finish up these then. John Gripe. I have ran into a herd of shitty people this week. People that really make you question your faith in humanity. Well, these things happen. His grateful is working with Streamline Mortgage Solutions to refi the house, pulling out cash, cleaning up some stupid debt. That company has been amazing to work with. Yes, I threw this one in there to give Brian some love, but at the same time, I will use this opportunity to tell you to be easy on Brian.
He's trying. Like he had a flooded. He told.
Oh man,
because it's very important to him that he gets back with everybody,
Yes.
and he's usually
he doesn't want to think you to think that he's in any way or his staff are ignoring you.
But,
he's got a lot to do.
We flooded him, and it's probably because of the interest rate and everything we talked about. But we literally butt fucked his phones, and he's like, he called me. He's like, dude, I'm trying to get back to everybody. Please tell everybody I'm gonna get back to them.
I figured it'd be easy just to throw it in here. It was a nice mention for him. Brian and his team, they're great dudes, and they.
Like, how do I turn that into a gripe? I got it. So you refi with the purpose of paying off your student loans and then your credit card, and then.
But what do you really?
Oh yeah. Well, so as soon as that hits your bank account, then you're like, whoa,
green lust.
And then
green lust.
all that responsibility goes out the window. You start immediately searching for a boat to buy.
Oh, you get a Malibu. Get a badass wakeboard, ski nautique, fucking crazy.
Then you talk yourself
upgraded stereo system with outdoor speakers. Fuck yeah, I want it.
You're like, I need to enjoy my life. I could be dead tomorrow. You start doing that thing where you're like, what am I gonna die with all this money?
Boats can have real leather interior instead of vinyl. Yes, they can. Well, let's do it. How about suede?
My student loan is only like $180 a month. Like, I'll just chip away at it. But this now, the lump sum.
The extra subwoofer is only $350. Add it on. And then you got to buy all the stuff to
Then it immediately is worth half of what you bought it for when you take it off the lot. Then you're hard boating for a good 1 month, 2 months, and then it slowly declines. Then it sits too long. Engine won't start. Then you get the mobile boat mechanic. You start it up again. Then you go back at it a little bit. Then it just sits in storage. And your wife's bitching at you. Should have never bought that shit.
There's baby squirrels in the glove box.
Then you think you could sell it for way more than you can, but the harsh reality of the fact is worth next to nothing now. And,
so you go out there and you blow your brains out of it. And you let the ducks eat your brains. Brian says, gripe, just got the AC work done at the dealership a week ago and it's broken again. Ugh, that's not good. Grateful. I'm going to say that I'm grateful for the Stonewall riots that happened 50 years ago today that led to the gay rights movement, which led to my gay ass being so fucking openly and unshamedly gay today. Also grateful that I took a 3-day weekend to celebrate my 30th birthday today. That's funny because I didn't know that. I'm assuming that the gay bar that you and I, it was our hideaway when we did Orlando City matches. It's called Stonewall. I can only imagine that that's named after that. And I did not know that little piece of history, so I threw that in there as like a little piece of history for Gripes and Gratefuls.
So his gripe was what now?
His gripe was that his AC was fixed, but then it broke again today.
I feel like the society's making a soft AC in everywhere. Like, it's hot outside.
Get over it.
200 years
Jesus
ago.
Jesus Christ, you motherfuckers.
You know how tough motherfuckers were 200 years ago when it was hot in Florida? They're like, God damn, it's hot. They got used to it, and they became tougher for it. We're, putting ourselves in little AC cocoons, and then when it gets hot, we're like, oh, you can't handle it. You're getting soft, and then I'll turn the gay rights into a gripe, or this is going to be hard. Follow me.
I don't know how you can do this, but
check this out. Okay.
Hold my beer.
So now, being gay is so accepted by everybody that not by everybody, but in our society, it seems like if someone's gay, who cares? You're
Being
gay,
gay,
like,
come a long
gay,
way.
straight, bi, transsexual, whatever. No, like at least,
I don't give a fuck.
At least everybody that I know doesn't give a fuck. I know
Yeah.
you got the certain racist, and you're still dealing with
Well,
all
those
this dumb,
people are
ignorant
well.
piece of shit.
They're dying. You know, like those people. They're doing what they're supposed to do: age out and die.
So here, this is gonna be tough. So I imagine if it was still bad for like if homosexuality still had the societal
Stigma on
it that it used to have. Like in the 70s, if you came out to someone, like people would be like, "Oh man, you got it tough." Like it's it's a rough society we live in with a bunch of ignorance and shit. Like people felt bad for you that what you're going through. Now I don't feel bad as much for a gay person to come out.
You mean that?
So at least you get the pity from the people that they know that you're gonna have to go through some shit.
It's like being an amputee.
Yeah.
People.
Listen,
right?
I'm just trying to. I'm
trying to help you.
That was a hard one.
Systematically offended gay people and amputees.
Well, at least you got the people who are like, oh, I feel bad for what your struggle is going to be. Now you don't get that because you get less of a struggle.
I see what you're saying. Well, there's Gripes and Gratefuls for this week. You want to do our toast?
Yeah.
All right, Butler, let's do it. There's your echo.
By the way, I don't feel that way. I'm just trying to,
It's a joke.
Take it away, boys. Cheers to being gone in 45. Not gonna lie, those hats are fly. Kids getting mad, but it's not a fad. We got fresh caps coming back, so collect your stack. So fuck this heat, protect your head, as Mike would say. That's what she said. God, it's so fucking close. Rock and roll 90210.
God, you fucking blew it.
Yeah. In front of your older brother too. He's
embarrassing.
He's a successful businessman.
Sorry, I'm adopted. It's cool.
All right.
Like he looked very uncomfortable while you were doing that. He's like, "What the fuck? Who's this over here? It's fucking Machine Gun Kelly over here."
This is his job. This isn't real.
Look, he's doing what's he doing? He's wearing a fucking Red Lobster waiter shirt. He's doing and he's doing kill shot.
Yeah. Your older brother looks around and is like, "This ain't gonna last." I've seen the way they're running this business. I'm a businessman. This shit is fucking flimsy. Flimsy at best.
You said you wanted to do lost voicemails. Let's do it.
Sometimes when people leave voicemails, they don't always go to Dan via the Mediocre app. Sometimes they get stuck in limbo, only to be rescued and converted later. They won't be timely. They won't make sense. They might be years old, and the person who left them could quite possibly be dead. This is Lost Voicemails from Beyond.
It's time for more lost voicemails from beyond. Some of you that have different types of phone, whether it be Android or just older Apple phones, sometimes when your voicemails come in, the files get corrupted. Then I have to take them. I have to change the file into a readable file, and that way we can get a nice, crisp, well, sometimes not so crisp, MP3 of what you did. Let's do it. I'm going to kill that and start with this. Oh, damn it. I forgot. That's what I have to do. I have to actually convert them.
No, because they're old.
Yeah, it's not fun.
So, I heard you guys talking about happiness, and I've been driving truck for years, so I have nothing but hours and hours of time to think. One of the things I think about of happiness is it's not something that's tangible. It's not something that you can actually go after. It's a byproduct. Like trees. Oxygen is a byproduct of trees. Trees aren't trying to make oxygen. It just takes carbon dioxide and turns it into it. And it's infinite wisdom. I think that's how happiness is. It's something that is the product of a good life.
Should I keep going?
Sure, you're struggling real hard.
Yeah, I'll stop that one. Anyway, I'm just giving you a little taste.
I'll tell you who's happy. Your local coffin dealer. Because he sees the writing on the wall just by listening to you. My God.
By the way, that goes on for 7 more minutes.
You're drunk. You're a heavy breathing drunk.
Yeah.
You're on the border of crying.
You did sound
What the hell are you talking about happiness for?
Stop crying. My God.
The oxygen.
That's good. That's very good. Here's another one.
What's going on, everybody? This is for a gentleman's guide. Hey, so you guys are all professionals, and Kramer, you know, you're a great lawyer. And my question for all of you is, what's the best way to balance work and life? I mean, I'm pushing almost 90, almost 100 hours a week, and I'm having a very difficult time balancing my work and my life. As a gentleman, I want to know, is there a threshold for when you need to, I guess, back off of the work and have more time with life, or vice versa? Because I'm the only breadwinner in the family, so I kind of don't have a choice. But I would like to know all of your opinions on work-life balance. Thanks.
God, it's hard for me not to want to answer this one without trying to be funny. I'll give you an honest answer first. I'm not good at it. There's the honest answer. I'm here more than, I am at probably my home.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people have this conundrum.
That shot is hitting me. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I have thought about this a lot. Here's my theory on the work-life balance, like, especially with a family. If it's just your wife or whatever, you don't have kids yet, that's your time, like maybe your 20s or early 30s or whatever, you having kids, work as much as you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to achieve as much as you can. That's the time. I mean, obviously don't, ignore your wife or girlfriend or significant other or whatever, because that's important. I mean, there's people we know people that are so married to work, they're literally obsessed with it, but they have nothing else and it's only work, but that's what makes them happy.
But what if you just want to see that person, have a little bit of conversation, and just fuck them?
Yeah.
But you don't want anything other than that. Because I feel
everybody's different. Good work.
I feel like the perfect relationship for me, and I don't have it, I have a good relationship, but it's because a lot of work on my part. A lot of work on my part. I got to talk.
Yeah.
I gotta do some stuff.
Yeah.
But what I really want to do is I want to walk in, like I want someone to ask how's my day, and I say, you shut the fuck up. And then I go immediately.
Yeah.
I start
live in
playing
fear.
Forza Horizon 5. I'm racing cars like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just a racing machine.
Yeah.
I play with my daughter. We make poo-poo jokes. We dance to. She likes the band Ghost. Of all bands, it's weird. So we'll dance to Ghost, and then I go to bed. Don't talk to me. I've talked enough. I talk for a living. I don't need to talk. Then you're just blowing me. I'm fucking you good. And then you have a good job. You bring in a lot of money, and you love it. You love what I'm doing.
That's best case scenario. But the I think that the time between, like with kids, like birth and about like 12, 13 years old. Like, so you got about 13 years of really good hanging out time that you'll never be able to get back. Because I just have a feeling after that age, then they start getting interested in their friends and other things that you start growing into an adult.
Well, once your boys discover girls.
Yeah. That's the thing. So like right now, all they do is want to hang out with me. So
and once my daughter discovers girls, I'm done.
Me and Daniel, we've thought, I mean, if we wanted to really, really hustle, our business could be more popular. Like we could start hitting the road. And, What?
You've never told me that.
Well,
I thought what I did was adequate.
No. We work and hustle as hard as we can.
Yeah, but what you're telling me is if we worked harder, we'd be more successful?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because think about the California trip we're going to take in September.
I'm on the fence about that.
We could start going on the weekends and traveling and doing other people's podcasts and growing our brand more and more.
We could create our own two-man, like sort of a pseudo stand-up show.
Start hitting the
like
road.
a live podcast and go out and work it hard.
Of course.
And I'm not saying that in any way to to act like we could just get up and start doing stand up. What I mean is like a live podcast tour.
Yeah.
And you know, we
hit
could
it every
totally,
weekend. We can
totally
start
do
booking our dates, but then that involves
It's
us
not
being
worth
away
it,
from
though.
our family every
Yeah.
weekend and stuff. Now, and how much success is that garnering us? Like, how much money? What will that money do? Okay, well, you could buy more cool things. You could live in a fancier house or whatever, but. That's
Then you're not there to enjoy it.
Yeah, you're not spending time with your kids.
Where do
and
you
shit.
stand on this? You have to balance this because you have
It's a
a
lot.
successful podcast. You also have a successful job where you make more money than Tom.
Right.
How do you
And
balance
kids
that?
and wife and
Yeah.
everything. Plus, I do all kind of
3 kids or 2
extracurricular
kids?
stuff. 2
No,
kids.
I thought I heard 3, and I was like,
well, with the
Oh.
full-time job and then the podcast,
Right, that's
I'm,
enough.
I'm definitely a better dad. I'm just saying that. You may make more money.
Oh, dad off.
How many Nintendo Switches do your kids have? Mine have 2.
I'm just saying, I only got this to do, and that ain't much. I go home playing with my kids all day. I have no other fucking job or boss. There's no one to tell me anything. So I just play with my kids. They're the best dad in the world. Just saying.
I don't think my daughter thinks that. And it bothers me a little
Oh,
bit.
my sons don't think that.
Sometimes
It
I
could
think
be any fat guy.
Sometimes I think my daughter looks at, sometimes I think that
If
way.
Butler showed up, they'd be like, "Who are you?" But after a couple weeks,
Yeah,
they'll
all
just
he's
start
got to do
playing
is
with
toss her in the air a couple times, and they're like, "This guy's got the goods."
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah,
They're
he's got-
fucking turncoats.
Yeah. Who's the better dad? You are?
Oh, yeah. Just out of
sure, you
time,
wanna-
he can't run because he runs a successful podcast now and a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
time-wise,
we
I
did
got-
that for a solid 6 months before it all got all fucked up.
I think it's completely different though because I have girls and you have boys, so they look at us differently. Like
yeah,
you're the
that's
buddy
true.
that they play with. I'm the structure and the
yeah,
person
yeah.
they can lean on, and
It's
it's a
true.
little bit different.
But
I don't even know where I fall yet with my daughter. Like, I don't know. Like, he's right. I don't know. Am I like, I don't know. Me and May are like buddies. Like, there's no, but I don't feel like she would come to me to tell me like the secrets or whatever. But maybe I'll gain that.
They don't. But that's not the role maybe that you're going to play for her.
So-
That's Andrea's role. Maybe that's how it's going to work.
Yeah.
out.
So Fisher, this guy's talking about working 100 hours a week, which I
Right.
think is too much. If you got a
Yeah,
family,
you gotta
like
settle down.
your
I think
balance
actually,
is
I
skewed.
believe it. I may be wrong, but from what I was hearing in tone of voice, I think that's your old intern Fro, who works for the Kevin Sutton show.
Oh yeah. He's a hard motherfucker.
That
working.
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man.
He's always had multiple jobs, and he's been at it for a long
And he's
time.
young as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he's so young.
The problem is the thing. If you have to do it, then you have to. That's it. That's what it is. Like, if you got to provide for your family to keep your family, in the situation they're in, then that's what it is. Then the balance is that's the balance is like you have to do $100 to provide for your family.
Right.
No problem. The problem is if you're doing 100 hours because you want to achieve more and more and you already have a nice life, but you're continuing to work because your ambition and what you want and the money you want isn't there, that might not be best for your family because all your family really wants, especially with the kids, they want to hang out with you more. Like, I'm sure they enjoy the toys and shit. Like, that's where the balance gets skewed. It's like, if you don't have to work this much, then spend time with your family. Then you knock it back. But for you, Fisher, like, I know you've been trying to, you've been working at the podcast game for a long time and you're doing well at it. And I'm sure it benefits you more than just your ambition. Like, you were starting to make money off and stuff too.
Sure.
But what's the balance there? Like, with a full-time job and your podcast and
Yeah.
your family?
Well, I mean, I'm lucky enough that my job doesn't have me doing 50, 60, 70 plus hours a week. And I'm able to shut that off and not have to think about it versus, if I wanted to make more money and get into higher positions, like I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do all the extracurricular stuff, but that stuff's fun. Like, there's stressful stuff about it, but podcasting, we get to hang out with our friends. We get to, go out and drink beers and stuff. Like, that's not
like
stressful.
We're doing that tonight. Like, tonight we're going to be on the 200th episode of Scotch and Good Conversation. Right?
Yeah, but I want to set that work ethic in my kids as well, to see, like, he does work hard and I don't stop. And to me, I
thought
get
you were going to say eat ass.
that too.
Okay.
That's
He's
key
into
to
that.
any
Did
healthy
you know that?
marriage.
Yeah, there is something to be said
It's
about
like
your
everybody
kids seeing
that
you.
gets on that mic loves to eat the booty.
It just stinks.
Was Seth here last week?
Yeah,
You can still
yeah.
smell it.
And he eats that untested Russian booty. You don't even know where that's been.
So, but I think that's the key is like, how much are you doing for yourself and your own goals? as opposed to are you doing it for your family?
Sure.
I think
Okay,
that's the
Dr.
balance.
Phil. Jesus Christ.
I know, I'm trying to go serious.
We reached a level where I felt like I needed more help from my wife based on her schedule, and then we had to do some shifting around because I feel like I never am able to stop from this time of the day to this time of the day. Like I need some time, and like you do, you go out and have a couple drinks, and we get some time at the end of the night where we get to kind of relax and unwind, and that's it though. But I like to constantly be doing stuff.
I was doing this literally last night. I was writing an email to a client, the thing you mailed today.
Dear Jarl, the alarm
It takes
guy.
me a while.
We want you back.
So I got home and I was like, shit, I got to send this email. So I sat on the couch and I started typing this email, and my sons ran up there like, Daddy, let's play Monster. They're pulling my arm, whatever. I'm like, hold on, I'm just finish this email and shit. And then I was writing.
I said, let me finish this email. You goddamn little piece of shit. I'm at it.
And then
You want the monster?
As I'm typing it, my kids are
You're
just
going to
waiting.
see the
They're like,
monster.
"Daddy, you done-"
It's the Coors Light monster. It's going to slap you around.
And then I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like, I'm trying to finish this email. Like, it can fucking wait.
Sure.
Like, it doesn't matter. That's where the problem. But I'm sure everybody goes through that problem. It's like, you're like, oh, if I just do this, like, I tell my wife gets pissed because I'm like, hold on, I'm just doing this. She's like, you always are just doing something. Like just stop it. Who gives a fuck? Well, why are you working at home? And then
What do you say?
Well, if I just stop it, then I'm just doing something too.
No.
Oh, okay.
You'd
be a real dickhead kid to her. Let's do another one here. Try this one.
Hey guys, it's Greg from Atlanta. Just listening to the BDM show about the Fashion Square Mall. I lived in Orlando in 2002, and we lived right near that mall. And I can remember going there with my girlfriend, going into the Victoria's Secret, and while we were in there shopping, I kept hearing what sounded like a smoke alarm where the battery is dead. It's like a chirp, like a
Did we play this one?
like literally every 10, 15 seconds. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was, and then we came around one of the corners and I realized it was a person. It was one of the employees. It was a girl that worked there.
We played this one?
Apparently she had Tourette's.
Oh, yeah, Tourette's.
And you might remember, you guys actually interviewed the hot Tourette's girl.
Yeah, I remember this one. Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, that's fine.
I'll snag another one here.
I don't see Tourette's that often. I'm in a
I
tiny
think we
bubble.
need
though.
more Tourette's.
Do you guys ever think to yourselves like,
Why didn't I delete the fucking voicemail? Yeah, I think that all the time, Tom.
But you,
especially when I'm doing the show and I do that, it's fucking embarrassing.
You start getting into your routine as an adult, and then it becomes just the same thing all the time, and then you're living in this really bubble where you can't really relate to anything else anybody else is going through, because all you know is I go to work, I deal with the whatever I deal with at work.
I go to most people are like that.
Yeah, so then it becomes harder and harder for anybody to relate to each other, except for people in that same situation. So then it creates this disconnect from everybody else, where you're like, whoa, you're going through that? That's weird. I don't experience that at all. So it's just like Tourette's. Like, I'm sure there's tons of people like, well, I know a lot of people with Tourette's, or
Who was Mr. Tourette? Can you Google that?
Is that named after like a doctor? It'd probably be Dr. Tourette.
Or did he have Tourette's, or did he just study the people that just shout things uncontrollably? Does it have to be just audible sounds, or can you have Tourette's with like your nose or your eyes?
You could have Tourette's with just tics. That's what I think.
Can you have Tourette's with your butt?
I don't know. I don't know if you have butt Tourette's. But I think that guy Twitch, the motocross rider.
He has it.
This guy's got a long fucking name. It's like Georges Albert Edouard Brutus Gilles de la Tourette. He's a French physician, and that's where the namesake for Tourette syndrome came from.
There you go.
Let's
try this one.
So I'm starting to recently try to start this whole family deal with my girl, and because my stepdaughter now, where we actually sit around a table and eat, and do like a dinner and a movie sort of thing. Well, let's just sit around the table, or we go out to a restaurant or order in, but dinner and a movie sort of thing. It's what I did with my dad when my parents were separated. kind of thing. I was curious, with you guys, with your children now and everything like that, what do you do, like, for dinner? Do you guys sit around a table and just talk about the day and eat? Do you have, like, something playing on the TV in the background? Like, I remember growing up, we'd have, like, Wheel of Fortune on in the background and everything like that. And, for me, what I like to do is, like, we'll sit around the table, we'll have some music playing in the background, whether it's, stuff I grew up with or some classic sort of, a little more sort of classy stuff, whatever, like, just some music, because I know my stepdaughter's into music.
All right,
and
sir,
like that,
Jesus
but,
Christ.
yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I'm
God!
I'm going to basically do what that guy sounded like. Come on.
By the way, I do what this guy's doing, and
man, boy, do we know it.
I know. My wife bitches at me all the time. She's like, "You said that already. God damn, let him leave." I keep saying the same shit. I don't know why.
You were doing it even with our guests. You're out there holding court. You're talking to everybody.
I know.
Then you came in and you're like, "What the fuck? It's 2:05." I'm like, "Yeah, you've been out there fucking
saying the same shit
just
over and over."
They don't want to hear your dumb fucking story.
Butler's got a WhatsApp telling him the same shit over and over.
The 1 o'clock hour. Gravedigger story every day. Yeah.
1 o'clock Gravedigger.
So what do you do? What's your dinner routine?
We sit at a table with music and we tell each other about our days. Yeah. Andrea's really good about like saying like, and it's funny because she's got Maisie trained to the point where May will go like, it's so sickening. She'll be like, "Daddy, how is your day?" And then I got to tell my day.
All right.
But my day is like so boring. I'm like, well, I went to work. I talked to Mr. Tom. She's like, okay. what else you got? You got anything else?
Soon,
fucking boring shit.
She's going to be like, people pay for this shit?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you got nothing.
Yeah, and then Andrea will tell her day, and then we ask Maisie, and then May will talk about her day. But luckily from her school, they'll send like a little guide that has like what they did and then photos of what they did, so we can go through the photos and I'll be like, "Oh, what's happening here?" And then she can describe it. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what a
Like,
rich school gives you. They give you a whole tutorial.
They'll give you an update. They'll be like, "Your daughter did not wipe her ass." I'm like, "Well, you didn't need to text me that. I mean,
my son
do it for her. I pay a lot."
I don't know what it is. It's Tommy. Like Max is a little too young or whatever. I asked Tommy like, "Hey, what do you do today?" He's like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
and I'm
they
like,
always do
Well,
that.
you did something, right? What did you do? And he's like, "I don't know." And then I'm like, "Dude, what is it? You went to school after I dropped you off? Like, you remember that, right?" He's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What happened after?" And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "God, tell me!" Like, I'm screaming at him. He has no idea.
Yeah.
He doesn't know his teachers' names, his friends. I'm like, who are your friends? Like, I don't know. like, what are you good for? Tell me something.
They do that
You
a
know
lot.
nothing.
Little kids do that a lot. You're like, "What'd you do today?" I thought, you wore your bathing suit to his water play today for summer camp. What'd you do today? I don't
Yeah, they don't know nothing.
I'm like, "Well, how do you not remember?" "Well, I got pictures. What's happening in this picture?" What's a picture?
But we did.
Shitheads.
We do eat at the table.
Fucking shitheads.
I remember when I was a kid, like
You guys eat at the table?
Yeah, we ate at the table because I remember like I ate at the table every day when my dad was alive. Then after he died, then there was like I don't remember,
then it's
like
chaos.
Yeah. It was
TV
like,
trays for life.
because here's like a single mom and she's trying to like do everything herself and like
It's
trauma. So I can understand the people that just don't have time, but it seems to be probably an important thing. I'm no psychologist, but like having that dinner time to at least get the family together. I imagine there's a lot of benefit that gives your kids, right? You eat at the table every night?
We do. It varies. We do different things, and we kind of rotate schedules, my wife and I. But they do like to. My oldest pushes for it a lot. She's like, "Let's all sit together tonight," and they get these games out where they ask questions, and we go around the table and talk about.
Oh,
things.
that's cool.
It's fun.
Nerd.
You just said it's important.
But I don't play no fucking nerdy games.
Well, your kids don't talk. They're not answering your question.
Eat fast. Let's go. We'll watch
I'm
TV
engaging
after.
with my children.
I'm gambling on this goddamn game and I'm fucking losing my ass.
Come on, guys, can we speed this up? Because I want to go to the bathroom and jack off while your mom does dishes.
Also, my sons are the slowest human beings alive.
They're
they
pretty
eat
slow.
fucking one by. I'm like, hurry up!
I was watching them today. I was watching them today. Tiny little mac and cheese. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
it
were
takes
eating
forever.
every noodle at the speed of a turtle.
So
It's like, oh, come on,
I'm
motherfucker.
done eating, and I'm fucking there's a goddamn soccer game or whatever I'm gambling. I'm just like, well, fucking hurry it up. They're sitting there eating Tiny, and then it's like, oh god, dessert now. Like
Dessert.
dude. It takes 40 minutes of dinner. Like
Oh, no.
from sit down to dessert, it's a long ass process. My sons are the slowest goddamn
I
sloths
get
alive.
up. I get up. If I've eaten my plate
Yeah.
plus gone and gotten some additional, if they're not done by that time, I'm up.
Do you
I'm
ask
cleaning
to be
up.
excused?
They do.
I have to. I have to be like, may I be excused, please?
Who
And
are you
then
asking to?
My wife. And then she's like, yes, you may. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go play Forza until you
power
and then you are going to go do dishes, and you're going to go iPad. I'm going to go bathroom and jacket.
And every once in a while, I'll let the kids eat dinner and watch TV, like as a treat or like as a Friday night. Maybe I've been drinking or whatever. I'm not the best
What
at
do you guys
it.
want to eat?
And then
You want sandwiches?
I'll punch a couple holes in the drywall. My wife's crying.
Goddamn Orlando City!
Yeah.
James O'Connor!
Yeah.
Gun, gun, gun.
Yeah. You know, the kids are hiding under their beds. Yeah, it's fucking
It's
fine.
fine.
Toughen
It's
them
totally
up.
fine. Sometimes there's times when my daughter gets into bed with me and like I'm hugging her to send her good night, and then the next morning I don't remember it.
Believe me.
You know what
that's
I mean?
fine,
Like Andrea's like, oh, you did such a good job. Can you read the same book you read last night?
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
have no recollection.
Fuck, I don't know what book it is.
Yeah.
She's like, really like the book, and I'm like, what book? You know, the one you read last night. I'm like, I blacked out. I don't remember reading this book to her.
Yeah. Then they're like, Daddy, come lay with me. I go lay there. I'll
Yeah,
fall asleep.
fall
and I'm
asleep, yeah.
snoring
You
loud.
gotta
I
be
wake them
careful
up.
with that. You know what I do? I've been setting my Apple Watch.
Oh,
I know
wake
you lost
back up.
yours. Yeah, but I'll like, hey Siri, set a timer for 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
You fucking narcolepsy.
Fast. It was a lot of drinks.
You can't even sit down for
a
1
lot
minute.
of weed, a lot of no. I have to keep moving. You have to keep moving.
Yeah, like
if you stop,
literally
if I were standing and stopped, I'd fall. Just like perpetual motion. You know, it's like what do you call that? Inertia.
All right,
keep moving.
Let's take a break. When we come back, Chris Fisher's here. He's going to give us some news stories.
Yes, he is.
Then we'll finish up with some other things.
So I did some new wave, but I did some punk rock too. And the name of the band is Mannequin Pussy. These guys are great. They got a new album out called Patience. The song's called Cream. It's good. Let's melt some faces. We'll be back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomanddan.com for emails.
Like a year round. The one thing that I did find interesting, though, is I didn't realize that this existed. And Daniel, this one's for you. In Dallas, Fort Worth, there is a amusement park titled Peppa Pig World of Play.
Yeah, Peppa
You've
World.
heard about this?
Yeah, man. May wants to go really bad. Like, even this morning we were watching Peppa Pig. She does not seem to age out of that. She loves some fucking Peppa Pig.
So real quick, the London Dungeon is a tourist attraction in London South Bank. Recreates various gory glory holes, gory and historical events. In the galleries. It's a glory hole attached attraction. Yeah,
I'll go.
Sign me up.
That's weird. My God, get a fast pass.
I'd be like, it feels like a beard.
I saw gory and I saw glory. Like so, it works out.
So Legoland, they put it up for sale in 2013. You said?
Well, it was the overall. I guess all the Legolands and all the different parks, but yeah, so they bought it back.
And then now they're acquiring it. But why the fuck would you put it up for sale like in 2013? It's
From
weird,
our
right?
Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, Fluffhead Noob says they offloaded the parks because it wasn't their wheelhouse when they were doing bad.
Well, there was a time where Lego franchise or corporation was doing bad.
I didn't know that. I mean, I guess there's maybe a time when it was doing better. You know, like how is Lego doing now? Like, do they mean doing?
Maybe it was like at the end of the recession
or
because that's
before
around
the movie? Because the movie really should have helped out, right? I mean, like that movie, the first one at least. I haven't seen the second one. I heard it's really
you're
good.
right. Maybe the recession. I mean, that hit worldwide basically, and they
BYOCB intern says the parks weren't doing hot. so they got rid of them, I guess.
It is an odd place because, like, I guess, well, if you're looking in a different country or different state, no one understands, like, Lakeland and Orlando. They're just looking, in Central Florida, that's where all the theme parks are. So I assume outside of where we live, people just, like, assume they're close together or whatever. But fucking Legoland is far.
Yeah,
like,
it's far.
And it is in the middle of Lakeland and
Winter Haven.
Winter Haven or whatever, in the middle of nowhere, basically. It's not that close to all the other parks.
And it's the old Cypress Gardens.
Yeah. And it's good. I mean, I went there with the kids, and it's fine. I mean, it's not the caliber of like Disney World or Universal or whatever. They don't got that kind of money. But for kids, especially young kids,
it's
fine.
the third in the rung, right?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, if you go national theme park chain, so you've got Disney, that's the obvious number one. Would the number two immediately be Universal? Or are there
What about
others
Six
like
Flags?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Six Flags,
what
there's
about,
a King's Dominion.
Six Flags,
there's-
King Dominion.
I think
Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens is bigger than some of those, though. I mean, that's got some big Anheuser-Busch money.
But not bigger than Universal. Universal's got fucking Harry Potter. So they got
Yeah,
they got
but
big money.
I remember when
They got good brands.
Yeah, but I remember when Hulk Coaster was needing its renovation that it just recently, I guess, went through, and I was looking at some of those uniforms, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't Disney. And that's no offense to Universal,
Oh, yeah,
but like
they
to
don't
some of the
got Disney
employees,
money,
it's just like you can see that it doesn't have the same level of standard that I guess Disney demands. I don't know. I really don't know much about theme parks, so
Disney's got they got unlimited money, more than Universal. But Universal's got a lot of iconic
they got
brands.
that.
And
Hey, modern families coming to vacation here money. Like I used to love it when the sitcoms would do that. Like, hey, Full House is in Disney World. I'd be like, they're here.
They're all in
loved
on the Harry Potter. That's what's gonna make them a lot of money.
Anybody
for
here
short
been on
term.
that new Hagrid's motorcycle thing? Or
Does it still have? My sister went and she waited for like 3 hours.
Oh man, they were in it, right? Like your
Yeah.
mom and your sister, or was it just your sister?
My
and
sister,
her daughter?
like, she's got season passes, Universal.
Yeah.
She
She's-
goes there all the
she's
time.
into it.
So she didn't go on like the opening of it, but she went close to the opening, like a week or so after, and she waited for 3 hours in line. I don't know how long they're still going. but-
I have cousins coming over from Europe just to go to these stupid Harry Potter rides.
Yeah,
So
our
they're
intern
actually-
waited 4 to 5 hours.
Did he
and
like it?
It broke down.
Oh,
And they shut it down.
And he didn't get to ride?
Didn't get to ride.
Yeah, fuck you. That's so great.
Just because he's an intern, I do have an instinct to shit on him.
you just gotta do that. You made me so happy.
You think the people that work for free, we would feel the most like compassion for, but it's the opposite. I don't know why. It was just
I think it's
makes a
so
hatred.
great he did get the ride. That's great. That's fantastic. I love stuff like that. I love it. We waited to the end. It was a lottery for Xbox. The new console, and we got up there and they were all sold out. I'm like, fuck you.
What about SeaWorld?
SeaWorld would be number 3, is what most people are saying.
Yeah, after Universal, then Busch Gardens.
Is it just because they have a bunch of locations? They got San Diego, Texas, and Florida.
I don't know.
I think well,
brand awareness.
Yeah.
Although they don't have that many rides, the regular fucking seals and little thing. You're like,
Actually,
all right.
I think SeaWorld has a ton of roller coasters.
Yeah,
They're
there's-
really known for their roller coasters now.
They are, but they don't have as many rides.
I don't
as
know.
the
That
other
manta ride kind of fucking wrecked my back. Like that shit's like that's harsh.
Is that the one that
That's
lays
a
you
real,
down?
yeah. That's a real man's ride. Like when you get off of that thing, you're like, fucking, hey man, I am fucked up.
DrActor.com.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
Next story.
Mhm.
All right, this is your gambling story here, Tom.
All
I don't know if do you watch the hot dog eating contest that they have on July? I think it's July 4th every year.
Gonna
Bill.
watch one tonight.
I
Don't know what that means.
I do not. I think it's stupid and gross.
Okay, well,
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah. Like you eat 50 hot dogs. Like once they were hitting 40, I was out. Like 40, I was like, oh shit, 40, and then every increment above that, I just didn't
I'm
care.
surprised our
Doesn't
buddy
make-
Squeaky, who he doesn't go by that now, but he goes by Bobby Genitals, who
Yeah.
owns the Demon Seed Radio Network. He just moved out to L.A. I'm surprised he doesn't do a hot dog stuffing contest in the poussoir. Or could there be a
Too much salt.
There could be a problem there, right?
Sodium overload.
Well, you're eating it.
I wouldn't worry about the sodium. I'd worry about getting them all out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, like it's not like
Yeah, hold on. There's only 43 here.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad.
Yeah, 43 went in and 41 came out.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't even know how to.
Can you
can't
do
turn that into? Can't turn that into
How many?
grateful.
How many? How many hot dogs do you think you could stuff in your butt?
Well, I would. They would have to go like
No,
like
not
tip to tip. You know, like
well, no. You do
Would
one,
there-
and then everybody's done a suppository. Once you get the if you get the beginning in, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Then the middle parts, it's nothing's happening. But then when you get to the end, your butt goes and eats it.
Well, do that with a hot dog.
Yeah. Oh, do it with anything. Do it with you do
Especially
a
a
fucking
hot dog.
Matchbox car. Do it with a knife if you wanted to.
So I do not watch the hot dog
Okay,
eating
well,
contest.
I will say you can bet on it.
Okay.
But they said, so New Jersey, I don't know if you knew this, Tom, New Jersey, which became one of the first states outside of Nevada to allow sports betting after 2018 Supreme Court ruling, has put the kibosh on betting on the popular Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. It does occur every 4th of July in Coney Island, New York, but New Jersey spectators will only get to watch the competition after the state's Division of Gaming Enforcement decided to not allow sports books to take bets, despite several requests.
Oh, you can bet on this?
You can. So here's some.
TC,
you can
we
go
gotta,
online
dude,
and
we
do
gotta
this.
bet on this.
You
man.
can bet on basically anything. I mean,
You can. So I've got the odds at the time when I pulled the news story, and you got to explain these to me. So
Okay.
just for Joey Chestnut to win at the time, if he won, it's -888. So do you have to? What does that even mean?
that means basically he's the odds-on favorite. So you'd have to bet $888 to win 100.
Okay.
$100.
So it's basically they're saying that you have to put down a shit ton of money to
Right.
win anything.
Oh,
So-
somebody in their chat room saying Kobayashi is back.
I did not see that.
He got banned for a while. I
Oh, no,
forgot-
they said, is Kobayashi back? Sorry.
I
Oh
don't
no,
believe
no,
so.
no! I
Sorry,
think he's
false
out of the
alarm.
game. And
They have to throw up all those dogs, right? Like, I mean, they put
No.
fucking 45, 50 of them.
we've
They
talked. We've talked to. Didn't we interview?
Yeah.
Joey
You guys
Chestnut?
interviewed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had Joey Chestnut in here, and also the other one, the girl,
Miki Sudo?
Yeah, the
Sondra, the spider, whatever,
the
the Black
Widow of
whatever her
eating
name is. Yeah, she was
They-
very sweet.
We asked them that question because I said the same thing. Like, you definitely throw these up, and they. I don't know if they don't talk about it or
No,
if
it's
it's
gotta
like
be
a
something
faux
they do,
pas.
like a taboo thing.
I don't think they do, but you know what would
they
be
claim they
fun?
didn't, and I was like,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could see them not. You know what would be really fun though? I don't know about you guys, and maybe I'm just man enough to admit this, but that next day, that shit is gonna be really long and fun. That's gonna be a fun one.
I don't know, man.
Big.
yeah. No, it's
It'd be an all-day shitter. Like, you'd just be pooping it all day.
No. I want it all out. I want because I'm very regular. Like right around, I always wake up right around 3:50, no matter what. Then my mind starts to go crazy, and then the demons start to come in. And then I try to force them out through a series of techniques that my shrink has told me that does not work. And then when I finally fall back asleep, when I wake up again, it's right around 5:45, maybe 6. And then immediately I have to get up. I have to get up and go to the bathroom and take a mega J deuce, big old J, huge.
Yeah.
Every single day. I'm as regular as it comes.
Yeah. I am not that regular. It's weird.
That's not
It's different
surprising.
times
It's
every
weird
day
because you're so hydrated and healthy.
Always different times.
Really?
Yeah. It's never the exact.
I do
even
notice that
time of day.
when we all walk to Publix, I do notice, and don't lie. I do notice that when I'll be like, "Hey, anybody need anything from Publix?" and then Travis and Samantha will be like, "We'll walk with you." When we come back, stripes in the toilet. Every single time. It's like you run there, lock the door. You're like, I've got
I don't care when you guys.
I've got 10 minutes.
Skid marks.
Yeah. And yours are sticky, man. They're too sticky.
Ever since Samantha started working
Your
here,
shit's
I
like
feel
fudge,
embarrassed.
man. Your shit's like fudge.
Like
you
the-
gotta fix that.
the
You
one-
gotta drink water.
The one time she had to leave the goddamn office. And
Well, that was
stand
because
out on the sidewalk.
that was because you shit, and then I shit on top of your
Yeah.
shit, and then we flushed it, and collectively it made an atom bomb.
Yeah. And so I don't know what it is. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know, like because she's a woman. I feel more embarrassed
Do you
shitting
think
up the.
she ever poops here?
I don't know.
I don't think she does.
I
I think she holds it.
Travis claims that he
Hold
walked
on,
in one
you
time.
Wait, hold on. There's this.
I heard you were about to say it anyway. I'm just saying it for you.
Do tell,
I
sir.
don't know, but I think it was me, and then I didn't want to say it was me, so I was like, oh, it must have been Samantha. So I don't know, but I don't think so. I think she knows.
Wait,
like,
you guys both blamed each other?
Travis said like, oh, I think it was a man that douched it up there, and then I think it was
don't
me.
think she does that, man.
I think it was me, and then
No.
I didn't. I just let
She
her
don't
take
do
the
that.
fall. Bad
She
person.
don't do that. Look, she's been in there for a while before, and then I go in, smells like fucking roses.
I know the sweet shits, and that's what he has.
Oh yeah, Johnny Sweet Shit.
I do have the sweet shits.
You do. When I go in there, I'm like, it smells like somebody sprinkled sugar on meat.
The worst candy ever.
Yeah,
Like,
it smells like barbecue if you dunked it in peppermints. It's weird.
Is there now with these kind of goof gambling scenarios, they don't let you bet that much because it's hard for them to really they're not very regulated, like a hot dog eating contest. So all the books they won't let you put like $100,000 or even 50. I doubt if you could even put down $5,000 on any of these bets.
Well, that's kind of like the Super Bowl bets, right? If like what song is Maroon 5 going to play first?
Prop
Like,
bets. Prop bets.
Yeah. So they have you can bet on if Joey Chestnut will win. You can bet the over under on hot dogs eaten by the men's winner. Miki Sudo, I guess, has been the women's winner since maybe 2014, and you can also bet the over under on hot dogs eaten by the women. Now,
is Ed Cookie Jarvis in the competition?
I
this
do not
year?
know.
I don't think he's out of there. He's dead now.
So the last 3 years.
What about Eater X? Is he?
He's always. Oh no, I thought he retired.
Eater
He's
X.
the guy with the Ultimate Warrior face paint.
yeah.
I think he retired. So the last 3 years, Joey Chestnut has eaten 74 hot dogs last year.
Oh my God!
In 10 minutes, 72 the year before, and 70, and then he was knocked off one year, 2015. Where the winner had 62. So I believe this year he says he can do 75. The over-under currently is 73 and a half hot dogs.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. That, I mean,
because I love hot dogs, and I think they're ruining like something that I actually like. Like you are really. I know you have an affection for them as well. A good chili dog, like a spicy chili dog.
Yeah, you can't have too many, of course, because they're bad for you and they're made from assholes.
I think like 2 and like some chips or French fries, and maybe potato salad.
Good
Like
old
I think
American meal.
2 loaded up with chili, onion, slaw, mustard.
It depends on where you're at
Oh
too.
God, my mouth's watering.
You're at a sporting event. Even the movie theater. Like eating a hot dog. It complements the scenario you're in.
Where do you stand on a plain hot dog?
What, with no like condiments?
Which is a bun and a dog.
Sometimes I like a bun, a dog, salt.
No,
just like my father.
You are turning into your dad.
Just like my father.
Then
yeah.
you dunk it in water and you're
No, I don't dunk it in water. I like to be able to feel. I like to be able to feel the salt crunching in my teeth, and then I'm like, "That's the correct amount of salt."
I don't like.
Sometimes I salt the bread and then put the dog in the salted bread. It's good.
I don't like the fact that they eat the hot dog and then they eat the bun after.
No.
They dunk the bun in water and you're eating it like fucking gross.
It'd be like after I fucked my wife, she stuck my balls in her.
Yes,
You know?
Yeah.
It's exactly like
Yeah,
that.
you have it
It's
together.
nothing like that. That's
Also,
a horrible analogy.
75
doesn't even make any sense.
If you put 75 fucking
Butler's like, exactly.
hot dog and hot dog buns in like a pyramid, like if you looked at that, if any of us looked at it, you would think that it would be physically impossible, and you'd probably bet your life on it for any human to eat this in 10 minutes. Like it's so much, it's insane.
What can you eat the most of, you think?
I can't eat that much. Like Seth, he does eating competitions. He can consume a shit ton
because he's in really good shape.
Yeah. But he'll do them every once in a while. But he has the ability to eat like actual pounds.
For
like
me, mine's easy. It's basic, bitch. Chips and salsa. I mean, I can fucking wreck.
Well, that's not that much.
Yeah, but but an entire bag and an entire container of salsa. I can eat an entire bag of chips and an entire container of salsa. I think that's a lot.
How many hot dogs, if it's just
Ooh,
regular,
if I
like a
had to?
Nathan's hot dog, if you had to?
Fuck. I would start with 10, I think.
10's a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's the number I'm going with it. I don't know if I could do 10. I know like what's comfortable for me. Well, full. What's full? 2 hot dogs with something else.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think if I had 5 hot dogs, my stomach would hurt.
My dad, though, we'd go to Dixie Pig in Virginia, in Martinsville, Virginia. My dad would get 4 plain hot dogs, mustard, chili, slaw, onion.
Oh, that's 4.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
4. And then he'd get, they did fresh cut fries, which is weird. And it's off-putting to some people because fresh cut fries don't crisp up like like a regular store bought Orida or anything like that. They look a little limpy. They have the skins on them. They're almost a little soggier, than regular fries. But he would eat all of that. Good as hell.
Speaking of gambling, I've been gambling a lot more lately, trying to gamble. Basically, I took that goddamn bonus for Bovada, and now I can't get my Felicia money out.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta hit a certain threshold of bets to be able to get it out.
Yeah,
so I've been
that's what they want.
So a BDM of ours, I'll call him Jose because that's his name. He's been sending me tips because he's a gambler as well, and he's good at it. And so he gave me a tip about Canadian football. he's like my buddy in Canada. He's a fucking whiz. He's like Edmonton Eskimos -5.5. He's like, it's a lock. So I bet on it, and I was watching it last night through Reddit feed. And let me tell you, Canadian football fucking sucks, dicks. God damn, it's bad. Fuck you, Johnny Manziel, for even playing that. You're a loser. Because I watched it and I was like, fuck this game. They only have 3 downs and they all suck and they can't catch the goddamn ball. Their wide receivers are horrible. The Edmonton Eskimos were down by 10. All they needed is a touchdown, and fucking they couldn't catch the ball. The receivers suck. Three different times they would have had a first down, and it goes right through the receiver's hands. I'm like, God, you guys suck. Where do you even get these players?
3 downs. Why they got 3?
I don't know. Their fucking Canadian football stinks.
Too nice.
Yeah. It's they got everything else like the field and the everything's
poutine.
Everything's good. Like
poutine. Anybody like poutine?
I like poutine.
It looks professional.
I'm not into it.
Fucking Edmonton Eskimos stinks.
I'm not into gravy.
Gravy and French fries? You can't fucking beat gravy and French fries.
that's
How do you
true.
not like
Good.
gravy and French fries?
It's sloppy. It's too sloppy.
Too
for
sloppy.
yeah.
You don't like sloppy.
I don't like sloppy. I'm not
All
into
right,
it.
next
You're
story.
a ham and
All right.
cheese sandwich boy.
I've got actually a dual fast food story for you here. I know you guys know I like to bring my fast food stories
I love
here.
fast food.
So this is about Chick-fil-A. Once again, Chick-fil-A has been named America's favorite restaurant based on customer satisfaction. 4th year in a row, the fast food chain topped the American Customer Satisfaction Index for limited service restaurant chains. This is based on results from nearly 23,000 customers.
How do they do that? What is the why have they been able to get it correct? And a lot of other fast food chains probably have very similar standards and practices in place. Why does it stick with Chick-fil-A?
Okay.
Do you think they're harsher? Do they fire more people?
I've never had a
Is it-
shitty experience with them.
I never
It's always
have.
just been very cut and dry.
Even
like,
if something, they've never gotten an order wrong for me. I've never had I have no complaints, but I have with almost every other chain.
yeah.
So my question though is really why?
Okay.
Because it seems like they're a big company. Let's say like McDonald's, big company. Where's the disconnect?
I have a theory. Okay, here's my theory. So Chick-fil-A, everybody knows they're not open on Sunday because they're the owners of they
Truett
started
Cathy.
Yeah, he.
That's his name.
They're religious and they're like, okay, we're not going to work on Sunday because that's our morals or that's our mantra. That's our that's what we stand behind. So obviously, they're just by doing that. They're taking a big hit. They're taking all their Sunday profits they could have made, and I'm sure but their religion and what they believe in is worth more than the money they are giving up. Because I'm sure a lot of people and themselves are like, how much more money could we make if we were open on Sundays? Millions, hundreds of millions.
absolutely. They're in a stadium.
Yeah. So based on just that fact, it means that money, like the bottom line, isn't as important. And maybe all the other fast food corporations are like every other corporation. They've nickel and dime themselves down to the most profitability they possibly can. And with that, you're going to lose certain amount of things like experience and food quality and employees quality and all this stuff because they've cut every single thing they can to make the most amount of profit. And maybe Chick-fil-A doesn't operate like that based upon the fact they're not open on Sundays. So maybe they're not making all these little cuts. They could be more profitable, but they don't, and therefore have a better quality service.
I enjoy Chick-fil-A. Where do we stand on? Where do they stand with the gays still? Are they still anti-gay?
Well, I think just because of the religion thing, they'll never get away from that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because the fucking Bible.
I read they
literally
made
is
an
anti-gay.
about face on that though.
Did
I think
they?
yeah, like a little bit less. They're a little bit more lenient, so
I
to
don't
speak.
know.
You know, they're ridiculous.
I mean,
but
their lines aren't
Oh,
any
they got
less
so much blowback.
long.
Yeah.
they have
Also,
to
it's
be.
like well, if you're Christian and you believe in the Word of God and the Word of God is the Bible, then you have there's this dichotomy there. It's like it does say this. We don't look at that part. I was like, wait, it's there's a problem there.
Sure. Well, I will say, I'm assuming the survey is based a lot on customer service, and the Chick-fil-A to me is comparable to Publix when it comes to grocery chains. Now, what Chick-fil-A has been able to do, because I know from a corporate standpoint, they get a lot of training on customer service. Right? Any place that you go in, like they want to refill your fountain drink for you, like that's crazy. You don't see that at other fast food restaurants. But what they've been able to do is Publix was always built on that. George Jenkins was the founder, was always customer service. But they've gotten so big and they have so many employees now that they can't keep up. So maybe you're not getting the best customer service anymore at Publix, and they have to kind of offer other options to keep them as a high competitor. Chick-fil-A just nails it on customer service. I've never been into a Chick-fil-A and had bad service.
Do they have a dollar menu at Chick-fil-A? I don't eat
No,
there.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so
No, they're kind of like IKEA in the fact that they don't really do sales.
Yeah.
You know, like you might get a coupon in the mail or something like that, but I do notice like what you're saying about the drink refills. It's like you'll be over there and then like some young teen, and it's weird for me, will walk over to my table. Recently, if I ever ate there, I ate by myself inside. He'll come over and be like, hey, can I take your tray and clean up me? And I'm like, that's weird. You know, like it's weird to me because nobody does that. I'm used to sitting alone in a McDonald's while a bum is shitting his pants and children are just screaming and running, and then there's a racist man yelling at a black guy who's trying to make a hamburger, at any point a race war could break out.
Well, that's the thing too. Like there are other fast food places have like dollar menus and things on the cheap, and like Chick-fil-A doesn't. So I imagine like they're able to, because if you have if you're offering a $1 hamburger, or cheeseburger, or whatever, like how are you even able to do that? What are your margins? It was like you had to buy that meat, the bun, the cheese, all the ingredients, right? You have to pay for the fucking building.
Hey, Butler, your brother's out there eating the dick candy. I saw you eating the dick candies. Or, excuse me, dog bones. Dog bones.
So if you're offering that, like, what is your margin at that point? Like, you're making 30 cents per transaction for that thing, like going into the bottom line. So then everything else has to the quality goes down, and Chick-fil-A is like, fuck it, we're gonna keep our prices more expensive, and therefore be able to pay our employees
a
more,
little more,
and have a better experience,
and
and
less byproduct in their food.
Where do you guys stand on Polynesian
but it's more expensive.
sauce?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Where do you guys stand on Polynesian sauce?
I don't know.
I
what
love
that
it.
is.
Oh,
absolutely love
fantastic.
it.
Is that
French fries,
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Polynesian, you got to get on that.
You know, it's just like the Publix, though, started jumping into that. But like Harris Teeter up in Virginia, that's almost like they have the same standards that Publix has, and they're phenomenal.
They do, and there's Wegmans in the Northeast that's very similar to that.
Ooh, Wegmans has I guess they have like some sort of a deal with QVC now. So when I'm watching QVC, they'll be using products, and they'll leave the brand on, and it'll be Wegmans, and they'll talk about it, and I'll be like, yeah, QVC, go Wegmans.
What is Wegmans?
It's a grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think it was?
I don't know.
You thought it was mispronouncing Eggman? Or?
No. I have no idea. I've never even heard of that.
Eggman.
I never even heard of a Wegmans.
A Wegmans?
No.
What about Kroger?
Haven't heard of Kroger.
And you've heard of Harris Teeter?
No.
Piggly Wiggly?
Piggly Wiggly, yes, I have.
Okay.
Food Lion.
I've heard of Food Lion.
Goodings?
Goodings, yeah.
Albertsons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
So they did score an 86 out of 100 point scale. McDonald's scored a 69, Burger King 76, KFC 78.
Burger King 76? Yeah. What the fuck? No way.
No fucking way.
Taco Bell 75. Now, this next story goes in line with that of what I'm talking about with service, and I think people are hearing about this because I think this just came out today. A Chick-fil-A employee in Hall County, Georgia, jumped out the drive-through window, was operating the drive-through, saw a child in a vehicle choking. And was able to jump out the window. The boy's mother was begging for help. Her son's seatbelt, somehow, I don't know how this happens.
Wait, through the drive-through fucking window?
He jumped through the drive-through window
Get the fuck outta here.
and saw...
I saw the story.
I'm not sure.
Shenanigans.
I'm not sure.
No,
So the seatbelt was tangled around the child's neck. I don't know how that is possible. So the Chick-fil-A.
Help! My child is extremely stupid, and just wrap their seatbelt around their head.
Also, why are you screaming? Just go and fix it. Like I thought that when I saw the story, it's like
help! My arms don't work.
Chick-fil-A employee jumps out drive-through window to save choking child. I thought they were choking on food.
No,
like Heimlich. They're
Yeah,
choking on a seatbelt.
well.
Oh God!
And honestly, he didn't jump. He
leans out window. I was
he kind of walked through the window.
Why do you scream? Take the seatbelt off your fucking kid's neck, you idiot!
So the crazy thing is about this, he had a pocket knife with him, and that's how he was able to.
Well, just unwrap it. You don't need to cut the fucking seatbelt and ruin the car.
He cut the seatbelt. He said he saw the child turning red.
My God.
He's losing pigmentation in his face. Pulls out his pocket knife, cut the boy free.
Hold on, how much could it wrap around your neck?
I don't know. Now the only thing I can see is
it's 4.5 inches thick. Like,
Right.
It's not like a tiny like a fishing line that it could like. Oh, I can't get it out. Like.
As a kid, did you ever kind of play around with the seatbelt if you were sitting? So maybe the child took it
To this
and
day,
wrapped
like
it around its head.
When you had the lockable ones, my dad would go like, zing, zing,
Yep.
zing, and lock it, and then he'd have 40 feet of rope on his feet. He's like, I hate my seatbelt. It wrinkles my tie. Let's go to church. And he drive to like, he didn't give a fuck about that.
But why is a mom not like your kid's wrapped in a seatbelt and you're
She
just
was
screaming
getting those
help?
sweet. You get a sweet couple of waffle fries off the top. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, this at first I was like, oh shit, that employee's cool. Like I did the Heimlich.
Tracy in our Twitch chat room said you could just have unclicked the seatbelt and you're good.
Yeah. Or just if you fucking just unwrap. Like it can't get wrapped around that much where you're
It's so tangled.
You're
He's
rin-
dying.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
wrinkled. You're like,
Yeah.
I just have to scream for help now, and then let the employee jump through the fucking window. That mom's an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like this went too far.
Yeah, I did think of you, Tom, when I was researching stories this week, and I saw some rescue stories. There was a Florida dad who jumped over the pool thing, the gate to keep your kids out of the pool, and his kid fell in, and he actually Supermaned over the gate and dove directly in and pulled his kid out. I had to click to see. I thought it was you.
Do you think you could do that? Could you run and dive over your gate?
Oh, yeah, my muffin would clip it. and it'd bend the poles down. I'll get in there. Like I could
You'll
just
save him,
I
but
could
you're
just
gonna,
truck through
and
it.
you're gonna drag your shins right over the pool.
And then I'm gonna
deck.
piss. I'm like, that shit was $1,250.
Like, why couldn't you get wrapped up in a seatbelt like every other kid?
I did see some guy on Facebook, and maybe you could look this up, but it was in a different some country in South America, and it was like an ATM machine
Is this
video.
the guy that makes 100 sandwiches in like a minute?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it was a guy walking down the street, and he looked up and he saw a toddler, like a 2-year-old, walking like or on the balcony of like a house or an apartment, and like
Boy, that toddler's rich.
And then he was looking up. So in the video, you see him looking up, like what the fuck, like this. And there's like workers around him, and then he's like, oh shit! And then he catches like the toddler falls off the second floor
Fake.
balcony. Dude, I would do it. It's real.
Everything fake. Chick-fil-A fake. This fake. Everything fake.
And that motherfucker caught
U.S.
this
women's national team game right now fake. Everything fucking fake. I don't believe shit for shit.
And I was like, oh shit, that's a fucking hero. Like if that kid landed on the like, there's
Is
literally
he, though? He was just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
I feel
but-
like a hero. Like you got to like do some shit.
I don't know. Like
I
he
mean, like if a
saved
kid
that-
fell right out of my drop ceiling right now, I'd fucking save him.
Yeah,
But what?
yeah.
And you gonna call me a hero? No, I'm just a podcaster who happened to be here
He
when a
didn't-
fucking dumb kid fell through the
Yeah,
ceiling.
he did. He's like, listen, everybody else would have done the same thing. But if that guy didn't catch the kid, it would dead for sure. Like because it was like some rebar. It was like in a different country.
That's not good.
Yeah, there's like a concrete. It fell right there, but he caught the baby right out of the air, and it was fine. And they're like just holding it. Like in different countries,
I feel like if you do that, that's your baby. No,
yeah. You at least.
I
And then
feel like you're the new dad.
They were like the mom was inside cooking. It was like fucking your kid is like climbing
Yeah.
outside the window.
Have you ever let your kids? Well, Tommy and Max wandered out of here when we were cutting commercials one day.
Yeah. Lots of.
You're the new dad, Butler, because didn't you go and get them? You were like, "Come on, guys, come back in here, eat these dog bones."
Another story.
Yeah.
Anyone? Are you guys afraid of snakes at all?
Not really
Nah,
afraid
not
of
at all.
them. No, I mean,
I don't
like,
like spiders.
I'm not their best friend or nothing.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you see, if any of us, a snake comes slithering through
Oh,
their
I'm like,
wheel, yeah.
I do
We're,
what you
we're not
did.
gonna be fucking not phased by it. We're gonna be like, oh shit! Like all of us are gonna be spooked by it. So we're not afraid of them. But if it comes slithering, there's one in your house and shit.
Open your freezer and snake comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd sound a little like this right here if I saw a snake. like that.
Oh man. So
It's a little snakeable action. I did that fast, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
good.
good.
That's
I'm pretty
good.
good with it. I should produce a show.
So in New York, at the Dreaming Goddess New York shop, they are offering a new service that a woman named Serpentessa can help you with, this unusual $300 service. The massage lasts a minimum of an hour and 15 minutes and involves letting multiple boa constrictors slither across your body.
I'm okay with that.
It says, according to Serpentessa, the snakes tone and stimulate the vagus nerve, the vagus nerve in our body, and
The
that
vagus
releases
nerve.
endorphins. I have a big old vagus and oxytocin.
Oxycontin and Look, if you're asking me to take some Oxycontin and lay down and put your snakes up me, I'm like, I'm in. I'm in 100%.
The snake
Anything with Oxycontin.
The snake therapist herself admits she cannot control where the snakes go on a person's body, but she does say that her snakes have never hurt anyone.
Until it bites your titties. Because I seen that. You seen that video, right?
No.
That chick holding the snake and it bites her right in the top of the titty.
No.
Yeah.
What
Bites her crazy.
What kind of porn are you been
I
watching?
saw it was one of these viral videos.
I think I've seen this. It's a python too.
Yeah!
They have the teeth that go backwards too. So you gotta rip that shit off. It's
Yeah.
not a fucking like bite and release. It's like
Yeah. And this is a stupid gimmick. It's like no one really pays for this, right? Like no one really thinks this is like better than an actual massage where they jack you off in the end.
Is this it?
Like,
Is this the one where?
If you're judging it on that scale, that's the number one.
Is this the one you're talking about right here, where this girl is?
Oh yeah, she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that is
Oh,
Serpentessa.
yeah, bites
man,
your titty.
it bit her.
Yeah, then it's stuck on there.
they have the teeth that go backwards. That's how they eat.
This shirt has 69 on the back.
And then the
It bit my titty.
the nerd that owns it, because they're all nerds. Like no one cool owns a snake.
my snake bit your titties.
Yeah, and then he tried to rip it off. Like a horrible abuse. You know, like there's like such an infestation of pythons in the Everglades that they've killed like 90, and this is insane, like 90% of like the small animals in the Everglades, like 90%, it's eradicated all of them.
Yeah,
There's
doomed.
no
We're doomed.
rabbits or any fucking small animals anymore. Like all the young deer and shit, they're everywhere.
And
in the
that's what I was
Everglades.
looking for when I go to the swamp.
Yeah.
I was like, where are all the rabbits and the young deer?
Dude, my pop-up used to said, even at like when he still would go down there like 5-6 years ago or whatever, he told me, he's like, we don't see any animals anymore. And I think it's a fucking pythons. Like it's,
I would go shotgun blast some pythons. I have no
well,
fucking.
They did hunting seasons and stuff for them and stuff, and they try, but like the Everglades is so big, like you can only go in so far off the roads and shit.
We gotta poison the water.
Drone hunting. That's what we need.
No, we gotta poison the water and kill everything out there and start over.
It's
I'm on
That's what I
board. You
would
know what?
do.
I'm on board with that.
They have taken over everything, and I'm pretty sure there's no way to fix it.
What?
Sorry, there was just a big save in the game. The U.S. goalie just made a huge save.
Oh, what's the score?
It's
So-
still 1-0.
God, you ladies, step it up.
I thought we were treading on water with
Yeah,
killing off everything else. Like I was like, ugh.
I'm really into the environment. You know, this whole killing everything thing. Look, I like jokes. I like a joke, and I can take one. But when you guys start really getting,
I love a
you know,
swamp.
I'm echo offended.
All right, I got one more.
Yeah, one more.
All right, so I know fans of The Office are really pissed off. The latest news: The Office is getting pulled off of Netflix. Before, I used to watch The Office all the time. I would watch Seinfeld, and actually, nearly 3 decades since leaving television, Seinfeld is coming back to New York City. According to a report from Deadline, the Seinfeld Experience is going to be a retail store and immersive exhibit in New York City's Gramercy neighborhood later this year, with tickets through February 2020 expected to go on sale in the coming months.
It wouldn't work if they brought it. If they rebooted it, if they brought him back right now with the full cast, it wouldn't work.
I don't think it would just with Michael Richards. Do you think people have forgiven him at this point?
Absolutely not.
Well, I'll tell you why.
You can't bring it up. I mean, like, nobody brings it. Nobody talks about that. That's almost been, like, forgotten
Dude, he's
history.
been blackballed for God knows how long now.
And it's one of the first times that a cell phone actually impacted somebody's career in that way. You know, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and also it was like one of...
Oh, 2-0?
2-0.
Yeah. Good job, ladies. There you go.
It seemed like one of the first times like a celebrity really got fucked by a video of him, you know, like saying something he shouldn't. Like then there was a couple others, but for whatever reason, him, I think it's because Kramer was so beloved as a character.
Yeah.
Like it impacted everybody, and then it freaked him out. And then he did that weirdo apology on was it on Conan?
That.
Yeah. Remember he came on the Tonight Show and he started to like apologize, and people were laughing awkwardly. I think we played it on the show before. Like he was like, he tried to be serious, and the audience didn't know what to do, and they were laughing at inappropriate times.
Say the N-word!
Yeah, people are all animals. They don't give a shit. Like, they don't really care.
Kramer's racist!
Yeah. I mean, it goes to like how many people really cared that much. Like, I think everybody like loves shitting on him. Like, look at him, like, and people are like, oh, you fucking racist.
Yeah,
like,
people,
but then they move
people
on.
do love it when you're down, right?
Yeah.
They love it when you're down.
But with the Seinfeld experience and being in New York, like, I don't know.
What is the Seinfeld experience?
So it's going to include interactive exhibits featuring costumes, set replicas, props, and various memorabilia from the show's original run, along with a retail store offering unique limited edition merchandise. Seinfeld actually talked about it and saying more people will now get to live his Seinfeld experience in his 11th season of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I don't know if you guys have watched that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
That's coming out next month, 11th season.
You know what I always didn't like about the show? The mountain bike.
What do you mean?
There was always the mountain bike hanging in the apartment, but you never saw Jerry on a mountain bike. You never saw him in shorts.
Always jeans with a shirt tucked in.
Yeah, so I didn't like the bike. The bike always bothered me. I'm being serious. The bike always bothered me.
What's that Comedian in Cars Getting Coffee thing? I tried it out because I like Jerry Seinfeld. Although when I saw him here at the Bob Carr, the opener was funnier to me. Like it just for whatever it was,
the Dice Clay opened for him.
His stardom was distracting enough where I couldn't get past it. And his material wasn't that good. Anyway, I just don't like. I understand the premise, and he's able to get the biggest stars, but his interview style is not that good, and the fact that they're in an awkward place, I believe, like because you're in a set basically, like you're not in a real fucking coffee shop. Like everybody there, I assume, was like either paid or whatever to be extras. If they weren't, they'd be like, "Oh shit, Jerry Seinfeld's in there."
I haven't seen it. I thought he was driving around.
Yeah, but then they go into
they
a coffee
drive
place.
to a coffee shop, and then they actually have the interview, and then they drive out, and then
No, he should do it all in the car.
Yeah, because then at least it's more intimate, and you're probably able to get more. So then you're sitting, and there's cameras all around.
Sing songs in it.
Yes, do karaoke with the actual artist.
Karaoke.
That's never been done.
You know what? This reminds me of the same thing with David Letterman and his show, Our Next Guest or whatever. They would be great podcasts, like audio only, but they lose something, but the fact that they're filmed and they try to put a production on. Like David Letterman, I feel would be that whole show would be a better podcast than his live. They do it in front of a studio audience and shit, and I just feel like you're losing some intimacy.
Well, they have that shitty edited segment, like they keep on throwing into those things as well.
Yeah, where he goes to their house and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like you're interviewing a huge star. It's great, but you're also in a giant live audience with hundreds of people. Are you going to get the best out of them? Like,
correct.
Like, are you going to get the best interview? Like, if it was you sitting in your fucking desk or in your study with them, I feel like that would be a better interview. Like, immediately once you're in front of a crowd, like it changes the dynamic, and then you're like, oh shit, like I gotta be different. You know, like, I want to see them
it's
real.
Math. It's energy on energy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like I want to see Seinfeld just talking to someone without like broken down with just him talking real. Like I don't want to see this because everybody in the entertainment industry is going to put on some front if they're being watched.
Has anyone here seen B Movie?
I have.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't
My kids
either.
do not
Heard
like
of
it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And then there's a weird thing where the bee's falling in love with a real woman, and you're like, how is that gonna work?
Jerry, you're weird.
yeah. It's like,
How do I put my stinger?
does it? Can you?
Should I
do you
sting
die
your,
after?
Should I sting your clip? Did I die? What happened to her?
Have you listened to Conan's podcast?
No, but I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like the whole Letterman thing would work really well as a podcast. I know Conan's kind of doing that right now too.
We talked to a little bit to Adele about the
actual singer Adele from England.
the comedian Adele.
Hello.
But about that Kanye West David Letterman interview, my wife wanted to watch it. And again, it's just because it's in front of a live studio and there's cameras all around. Like, I just don't think Kanye West looked weird, and he looked like he didn't know what to do because I think he's a weird dude.
Yeah,
and so
he's a very weird dude.
So, and I told my wife,
and I think he's
was like,
probably always been weird. And you made a video game about your dead mom flying as an angel.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
He talks about it. He's like, I'm bipolar, and all this weird shit. It creates good music, but it also causes me to wear, he didn't say MAGA hat.
I want to
all
make
this
a
stuff, but he's
video.
be
I want to
weird.
make a video game for my mom where she uses her titties like Pitfall, and she can swing them over things and swing over. That'd be good, right? People will play that. She's like, and she swings it over a branch and swings over. I gotta wait till she dies. Though.
They always do that move.
You can't do it when she's. You can't do it when she's
God
living.
damn it,
It's
Daniel.
disrespectful if you do it when she's
damn it.
living.
Why when Spider-Man's falling and he shoots the web?
Yeah.
Like, why does he immediately go into a swing? That's not how fucking physics works.
Yeah, he would bounce. He'd be like,
yeah, it'd rip your
Yeah,
goddamn bracelets off. Like,
My bracelets!
rip your
Fuck,
hand.
those are expensive as fuck.
Like, you wouldn't just immediately go, oh, now you're swinging? Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay, let's get out of here.
All
Fair
right,
share.
let's plug some stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Semantics. Samantha's in Boston right now. Hope she has a good trip.
Go support her podcast. I'm sure she's recording out there. Plug your podcast, my friend.
BYOCBshow.com. We're everywhere you listen to podcasts. Rest in peace, Beth Chapman.
I thought you were going to talk about
sad.
that.
It's too sad. I talked about it on I don't want to repeat stuff that I talked about on the show.
I didn't.
It sucks,
know,
man.
I didn't know how much of that was real or not real,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did. I'm not going to say the conversation we had in the studio because it was.
Big old mufaladas.
Okay.
But this guy over here, he's drinking White Claws. He's loosened up, Cabanaman.
Oh, I'll mention this real quick. We're doing a little promotion with the Wassie's Meats, and they're not open Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically 4th of July weekend. We just mailed them a bunch of 5 Tom and Dan straw hats.
Yes, sir.
And we got a promotion with them. You have an ability to get a straw hat at Wassie's. We'll put all that information out on social media.
Yeah, Tony's already got it ready to go.
But
It'll be really good. If you've never been there, you owe it to yourself to stop by Wassie's and check it out. If you're in the market for a big green egg, which I think both of us kind of are, because man, I got the bug again. Even though I do love my smoker.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of nice to have a big green egg.
If you're in the market, because these 3 days we're doing a promotion where if you buy a big green egg, you get to come in the studio and get a straw hat. And then if you spend a certain amount of money, get a straw hat. Then we send them a bunch of stickers. Like our sticker pack sold out immediately.
Yeah,
but
those are done. I don't even have those.
But Wassie's got, they have a bunch, and they'll give out to any Tom and Dan listener that goes in. Like I said, Wednesday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So.
Yeah.
And vote Fast Food Jesus for best local big shot. Beat John Morgan.
Yeah, vote BYOCB best podcast. Yeah, we can say that, right?
You guys can.
Yeah, why not?
That's fine.
Or you can vote for
we have
us.
enough
That's fine.
flags. We don't have enough room.
Yeah, I don't even know where I stand on that anymore. Like, I know everybody, like, there are a lot of people, like, even major radio stations right now that are pushing, like, we got to win, you know? I don't know if you heard that, but they're like, they're rolling it out. They're like, we got to do this, you know? It's like,
Okay.
Well, you can put ads above where the voting buttons are. It kind of taints it a little bit, but
Yeah.
they got to make money.
If you pay them some money, you win. Trust me,
Just pay 'em
I
some
know.
money.
Yeah, you can pay it up.
Yeah, we know.
Fast food.
Buy the $500
We've never done that, but I'm just saying.
All right. I think that's it.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it, and we will see you here next week.